Nothing says psycho than always being powered by coffee each and every time. That's right. Still working on the community coffee with chicory. I think I'm almost done with it too. Once again, though, I want to thank everybody for coming on in and spending some time with the mighty psycho. you know, maybe I've never told you exactly how we ended up with the catchphrase mighty psycho. So I've had Psycho's Platters for about 13 years, 13 and a half going on. Okay. And so back when I got to know the DJs of the radio show Wax Museum with Ronnie Dark, which comes out of Syracuse, New York, every Sunday night, 6 to 9 p.m. Central Standard. Check on Facebook and all your local listings. They're a really good bunch of guys, okay? And it's basically Ronnie Dark and John the Commander Walsh and Mike Adams. So it's three people that go off, and they do, it's an all-vinyl show, okay? They have twin turntables, and it's an all-vinyl show on FM over in Syracuse, New York, but you could listen to it online through the station's website, or I think tuned in. You can do either of those. And so one time, somebody in the crew, it was either John or Mike, something tells me it was the commander, who blurted out, good evening, mighty psycho. And I'm like, I loved it, and I kept it since then. So that's been going on 10 years ago, maybe a little more than that, out of my almost 14-year existence. Starting to get some of our people. I apologize for starting a little late tonight in my book here. Hasn't been a bad day, just that everything's been thrown off. You know how life is sometimes. And I'm not going to lie to you. I've only got about an hour and a half left of the free StreamYard. So if it goes over a little bit, whoop-de-twang. I know that I have to get off of here no later than 8:30. And by the time I see you guys next, I'll have the StreamYard plan, and we're not going to have to worry about a stupid clock. But I hope everybody is doing decent on this Wednesday night, July 17th. Weather definitely cooled down. I'm going to tell you, we almost, with the heat index yesterday, we almost pushed 105. Well, hello, sir. If this is really you, I am honored actually to have you here. I hope this is you, and I hope this ain't, because lots of people like to steal the names and the icons. But if this really is you, sir, Mr. Draper, it's an honor to have you here. I love Klaatu. I am still looking for that 1980 Canadian Capital Magenta Lane. That's the last one I really need from all those Klaatus, because I got all the rest. Took me a few years to get him too. It's not Paul. Well, so see, I got half excited for 2 seconds. Oh, well, that's okay. We've had stranger things actually happen on this show. Not the TV show, but yeah, I knew. I'm a pail too. I'm a big ass bucket that I could kick myself. That would absolutely be wonderful. So, you know what? I'm gonna tell you something truthfully, sir. Go to my my email, which is in my channel description, but I'll throw it out there for everybody out there anyway that wants to try to communicate with me privately, real or otherwise. So all lowercase, PSYKO_DJ@yahoo.com. Yes, it probably is kayfabe, but I always like that word kayfabe, but that is my email address. That is not a secret. So anybody wants to communicate, that is perfectly fine by me. Definitely. Whew. So anyways, I want to welcome everybody. Like I said, not a bad day, just a very, I was planning on trying to get on here maybe about an hour sooner. But life just happens. You guys know how that is. Paul, Yes, Martin, I think you did. And I did dabble in that and I enjoyed it. I've been watching so many videos lately. Please don't try to ask me what yeah, but I remember seeing something. I was watching it a few days back. There's a lot of videos I have. Like if I can't get back to what I'm watching, I will put a like on it so at least it lands in my liked videos so that I can go back and watch it. Because like I've got that in the queue. I have a goofy ass thing about Arsenio Hall show from the '90s in the queue. What is it? I've got some weird rabbit hole deep dive in regards to lost media. I'm telling you, just fun stuff all the way around. I'm okay. So, am I a heel or a face? Well, that's see, I hate this. I mean, if I was in peak physical condition, yeah, right. Like that's ever fucking happened. Chances are maybe I would have gone face, but you know what? The heels have more fun though, don't they? They really, really do. And I don't care what anybody says. The heels are the ones that really are the money makers in any wrestling organization. Yeah. And you know what? I showed you guys a few episodes back. I'm currently in the middle of reading Dr. D. David Schultz, his book called I'm Not Fake, which actually is a really good read. You can order it from him and get it autographed. I'm telling you this, I'm glad I met him. I really, really am. And I got to tell him that, John Stossel was a punk and oh, probably not, at least not with, and definitely don't tell that to Alec Baldwin because he might allegedly shoot you. Yeah. Yeah. I never thought that. I really never did. Even going back and what do they call them? Smart marks? I don't know if I'm a smart mark for God's sakes, but I mean, I just take it. I take it for what it was. Entertainment, physical entertainment. Hell, I'm going a week from Saturday. Chances are, Donna Joe Cat Lady, if she's not busy, we're going to go to Ozark Mountain Wrestling again here in Rogers, Arkansas. They're bringing in the current heavyweight champion for TNA Wrestling. Moose will be here. Yeah. So I've been watching some of Moose's matches. Say that 5 times fast. That spear is brutal that he does. You kind of have to be half talented to be able to pull that spear move, okay? I mean, Goldberg, Adam Copeland, aka Edge. Yeah, I mean, and I still been watching WWE. The new thing with the Wyatt Six and Uncle Howdy, and I love if you saw it on Monday how Bo Dallas, got cornered by Chad Gable and his little crew, and he just starts laughing maniacally and going, yeah. Well, I like, why does this sound? To remember that Luke Harper, that character, of course, he's dead. Brody used to say, yeah. So he's channeling pretty much everybody. And I'm going, oh my. Yes. Good. That's the way it should be all the time. I try, and I'm not really slagging. I'm not. I tried watching. I can't get past 5 minutes. I really can't. I saw 2 fellas. Oh, yes, calling the young bucks who are in their 40s to do gymnastics. Those young bucks are punks, aren't they? I saw that Cody went in one of his last promos he did recently. Hello there, Timothy. How are you? Good to see you here. And Omega, yes. I like the, oh my God, I'm not going to get the name right. The Japanese guy that they brought from New Japan. I think he's going to be really, really good. I do think so. I love wrestling docs, but wouldn't watch wrestling, to be honest. I love all the, you know what, Martin? Me too. Okay. I get, even if I don't know all the wrestlers, I'll go dig through 60s and 70s matches and just watch them just because it was a different time and a different era. But it's okay, I mean, Richard, I don't like everything by WWE, and I'm not gonna lie. I think probably, oh God, I used to enjoy watching the women's wrestling matches before it turned into a TNA show, if you get my drift, and I'm not talking the organization. Um, and I don't want to say I always thought they're boring. That would be incorrect. I've actually seen some live women's wrestling matches, and they put on some excellent moves. So we don't try to undersell the ladies here. They can do. Psycho, where were you when the Undertaker threw Mickey? Oh my God, I was there watching it. I was watching it live. I thought he was. I mean, I know Jim Ross was going, "Hey, step back, my step." If he wasn't dead, I thought he at least was on life support. Oh God, Jeff, how you doing? And you know what? I feel bad because damn it, that's what I was going. My schedule was so screwed up today. That was actually one of the things I was going to go do was get my Mind Game CD because thought I heard Barnes and Noble, my stores got it. And since I renewed the membership, blah, blah, blah. Yeah, see, and I want to get it. That's the only one I'm going to get, though. I don't give a two shits about a Cube or the 6LP. Hi, James. How's everybody doing? I will, like I said, I will drop here a little invite. And like I said, about 8:30 is when I got it. My time's got to cut off today. So, 2 new subs, ladies and gentlemen, the Vinyl Record Mission and Bill Thornton. Thank you very much for subscribing to the Psycho Network. We keep trying around here. We really, really do. I've been seeing a lot more new vinyl channels out there in the VC. One of these days, I ought to just do a massive shout out on ones that are like under 200 subs. And you guys can go check them all out. And if you want to sub, great. And if you don't, just go watch them anyway for a little bit. I usually can figure out, like let's say somebody's got an hour show. Is Psycho going to go off and watch the whole hour? No, because I really honestly don't have time. Are they worth the time? Yes, but let's face it, if I'm watching a bunch of channels, I just go little bit per chapter to get the point. All right. Oh, hey, our next guest. He must have been released from the Vital Community Protection Program. And my other next guest, who literally popped up seconds after, one of the best people, and I think I honestly can call him a friend, one of the best people in Western Oklahoma we have, which is Maniac and Jeff Kendall.
I'm not from Oklahoma.
Hello.
Welcome to the show, ladies and gentlemen.
Here you go, Paul.
See, that's a mind game, just showing me that copy of Mind Game, sir.
Oh, it sounds so great. It's not his best album, but it just sounds so good.
You're right. It's not, but
I like the song Mind Games. I'll give you that. I like the song Mind Games.
I love that song. I like I said, I was like, maybe, well, okay, so it came out in 73. And I remember going to this, we used to have this bookstore like a block and a half away from me downtown, Crystal Lake. And I can't remember what the hell that bookstore was called, but they were a little unique to me anyway.
Yeah.
Because, I mean, sure, they sold albums, but they didn't have much album space. What they did is they had this big wooden rack, and they would get the top 50 singles, not the top 40. So, like, if you're sitting there and, it's what do they call that, bubbling under? So chances are, because they would renew it every week or every 2 weeks, whatever the hell. Because I remember I used to go there, and I used to go to what was called IMS, which was Illinois Music Service. They were mostly a musical instrument joint, but they had a corner for also 45s, but they only did the top 40. And once in a blue moon, they'd have a clearance rack. They weren't as big as Woolworths was downtown. Yeah. And I would grab every week the WLS Silver Dollar Survey to find out who the hell was charting, that top 40 in that. Yes, the bubbling under. That's right. Jeff the legend, you betcha. Yes.
Well, it's actually one of my. I threw away most of my 45s, but I still have my Mind Games 45 in there with the picture sleeve. I've kept it after 50 years.
See, now you beat me there. I do. I mean, I do. Oh God, I do remember. That's the thing. When I was a kid, I always thought the picture sleeves were fascinating. So if I was so disappointed if 45 didn't have one, and I'd be like, shit, where's the? I mean, if I knew the word shit at 6 and 7 and 8, I'd be like, shit, where's the picture sleeve?
No, you're not gonna. No, Zombie. You're not. You're not gonna get me with that. I say what I think about that song up here, and then everybody starts coming at.
Well, I don't know. I just remember woke up, I got out of bed, and I dragged the comb across my hand. I heard the last time.
But when I was a lot younger, I would buy the Beatles 45, and of course, you throw away the picture sleeves.
Isn't that something?
But you don't know when you're 7 years old,
Right. What was it? I went to. There was this collectibles place, and anybody that's from Rockford, Illinois, is going to know what I'm talking about. The McChesney Park Mall, which they finally, I guess, when I moved down here, they balled the whole structure except for the movie theater, which was a slight standalone. The rest of it got phased out. And so I went into this collectibles shop, and I never was in there. And my buddy Scott, he went there a couple times and got some things first. And so I'm sitting here and I'm like, listen, I'm not going to lie. If I had money at the time, because I really didn't have a lot, I would have just dropped for all of it. I would have gone off and gotten a shopping cart from one of the other stores to borrow for 2 seconds and go, I'll give you $100 for all the 45s you've got here. Yeah. Seriously. There was hundreds and hundreds of leaning against the wall, and I'm picking through. All right, I'm picking through, and I'm like, well, how much is this stuff? Well, believe it or not, he put them at like resale shop prices, like quarter up. I'm going, all right, thanks. I'm a poker face all the time when I'm doing this stuff. So I start pulling all kinds of things. And when I get, I walked out with about maybe this many. Okay. And the guy looks through them. He goes, well, why are you getting these picture things? There's no records in them. Oh, I do decorative things with them, which was a total lie. But I'm like, you don't need to know that I'm hanging on to them until I can find the damn 45. Nobody needs to know that. I still have some of them too. It was all 60. It was like 60s and early 70s stuff.
Cool.
Yeah.
So let's see. Here's a good one. Even though he's asking why, do you think George is going to come back? Yes, he's going to come back. Probably someday. Someday.
George who? Foreman.
He'll be back.
Yeah.
He'll be back. Before we get any further, now a lot of people died last week. Okay, so I tried to keep up on all of this, and I think I remember when we did this Saturday.
Rest in peace, Benji Gregory and Richard Simmons.
Yeah, Richard Simmons was. We discovered that as I was going on. We also discovered from other people that, of course, Saturday was the day that, unfortunately, our former president got most likely. By the way, in case anybody, I don't throw anything political, but this was released just as I was getting ready to go on air. Biden got COVID again, so much for him going to any, and he didn't know, and I don't know. I'm so sick of COVID anyway, but I thought you people would want to know that. So whether you're like or hate Donald Trump, okay, that's none of my business to anybody out there. I still don't trust him 100%, but whatever. So what I do think that's a kind of a big no-no. I don't know if you heard today, Tenacious D in Australia kind of went a little too far.
Oh, yeah, I saw that.
Yes. And don't get me wrong, I like Tenacious D, but I'm like, what have I said since I started this live streaming? I don't care what your political or religious views are. That's great. Keep your damn views to yourself. Don't put it out in the public.
I heard something about Jack Black. I heard something about Jack Black. I don't know anything.
Listen, I liked Jack Black, for God's sakes. I liked some of Tenacious D's music, but you don't. I don't care what band you are. I don't care what musician you are. You don't go and say, should have got him. I'm like, no. And it's okay. Now, before anybody tries to jump on I'm paraphrasing. So the thing is, before anybody else goes off and says otherwise, okay, is that I liked Ted Nugent's old music, but do you think I want to hear his rants in concert? No. Save them for your YouTube and your podcast, because he's got those. Save them for that. I heard Todd Rundgren, who I'm kind of having a minor beef with Todd right now, and I know you're sitting there going, what? And I'll explain that in a minute, because I'm not really happy with him right now, if this is his fault. But Todd also was doing the same thing, at least the tour before this tour. I don't know if anybody's gone to the Rundgren tour, this tour, and if you have, tell me if he's doing the political rants in the comments like he did for the previous tour before that. No, we're talking solo tour. I don't know about anything else. But people were half walking out because of that shit. And I'm like, Todd, you have forums. If you really think that you need to, go save it for your website. I just don't want to. You don't hear much from me about this crap, because I don't say I don't care about politics or religion. This is not the channel to do that. That's all there is to it. Yes, and you know what? If you're pulling a Dave line, and that is a Dave joke from a long time ago, you got to refresh your notebook. Yes, I look. You know what? I'm not gonna. Here we go. I did do this. I did. It may not be the best. I was sick and tired of having all the hair. It's hot. It's hot out there. You think I want to get all? It's all, and I'm like, put a number 6 clipper all the way around the damn thing. And then, and there was this cutie, and she was talking about the Cage the Elephant concert, which was the night before. And I've said I was going to bring this on my channel. So let me explain here. I haven't seen you in a good few weeks. He hasn't seen himself in a good few weeks either. But so this lady is finishing my haircut, and she's talking about Cage the Elephant, but then she goes to scratch her arm.
Uh-oh.
What next happens is she gets the shock of a minor shock of her life. She goes, what the? And I'm going, what? There's a tick embedded in her arm. Now, she said she was in the lawn at the amp for Cage the Elephant last night. And I chuckled. I said, not at the tick, because we got the cotton ball. And, I told her, get the cotton ball, get the alcohol. I think that's how you can get the ticks out, which it turned out that's exactly what happened. I turned around and I said, ladies and gentlemen, this is what happens when you go to see Cage the Elephant live. You have potential of getting ticks. Of course, everybody went and laughed about that one. See, that's what I'm saying, though. Okay, yes, she is cool. Yes.
Beetle Babe is great.
At the end of August, the beard will start growing again, because I'm trying to get it for Santa Claus time.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
Kimba. Yes, my dear. How are you?
Hey, Kimba.
Wyoming Dave doesn't like Dave. Hey, Dave. Dave to the Dave. No comment, Dave. Can we be a little more sensitive, William? Dave, Dave, Paul, Kimbra, Jen, Jeff, Richard. Where's my fucking romper room mirror? I see. I see.
Yeah. Well, Paul, I'm sorry. I don't have anything else to show. I haven't been any place. Okay.
Well, that's okay.
Yeah, the lady I'm going out with had to cancel her fishing trip. Again, she's being a grandma this Saturday. So
yes.
Always had to be. I told her, I said, go ahead. We're going Saturday. So
I get you.
Yeah. But that's a really good album.
Nice. Well, like I said, I'll end up getting it.
Yeah. It's really good.
Yeah, I'm not gonna say how I feel about Trump. Everybody that knows me knows how I feel about Trump, so I'm not gonna go into that. But nobody deserves to be sure of that. Nobody deserves to somebody try to assassinate him.
Yeah, you look like you got. Yeah.
The password today is Clippers, and not the LA Clippers either.
Yeah.
Sorry, LA. Anyways, Randy in the house. Now, why am I hearing a slight echo? And it ain't me because I don't have YouTube on.
No, me neither.
It might be for me.
Why am I not surprised, Richard?
And I hear a little bit of like static too.
Oh,
you're
yeah, here
hearing
we go.
static? I'm not hearing static. I'm just hearing like a little echo.
Yeah, a little echo. Mm-hmm.
Before we forget, so we talked about all those deaths and how, God, just last week was just such a shitty week for deaths.
I know.
So the only one that came into my psycho news, I don't have a psycho news, but I was alerted to this. Yeah, so that's right. Rest in peace, Shannon Doherty, age 53. Yeah. I don't know if the cause of death was revealed.
Cancer.
Shit. Yeah. My friend Scott was going to this Comic-Con, and Shannon Doherty was supposed to be there 5 weeks from now. Mm-hmm. And there was something he wanted signed along with a bunch of other people. And I was just like, oops, there goes that. So other than Shannon Doherty for tribute, we also are going to have, why didn't I not write the last name? All right, I am so unprofessional today. Yeah, Shelley Duvall, I think we've talked about, but it's kind of funny about her. Mm-hmm. Not funny that she's dead, but just funny because there was a clip I watched that showed every introduction of Shelley Duvall's fairy tale theater. And she had so many different introductions. It's like this big, long 10, 15-minute thing. I feel real stupid now. I only wrote rest in peace, Tony. I don't have the last name, but I can tell you he was a drummer. He was a drummer on the Plasmatics Beyond the Valley tour, and he also was in King Flux and Twisted Sister. Yeah. So
I don't know who you.
Yeah. But tribute to Tony. Anyway.
Yeah, I really enjoyed Shelley Duvall as an actress, but she just let herself go.
I know.
She was a little.
Oh my God.
In real life, you know.
Well, she was mentally.
Yeah.
She was mentally ill.
Yeah.
She was mentally ill.
Well, who isn't? Who isn't in some degree? Come on. All of those people that claim to be normal have got a little something. It's just
there's mentally ill, and then there's mentally ill, and then, well, no, I don't want to add people thinking of making fun of me. I'm not.
Good soundtrack, Kemba. I used to have that on vinyl. And if anybody remembers the movie Candy, of course, Ringo shows up as that perverted gardener. Yes.
Yeah. But, I know Candy because the Birds did a couple of songs.
Birds.
Yeah.
Steppenwolf.
And
Yes, ladies and gentlemen, my next guest here. Boy, this echo is pissing me off. I know it's not me. It's not me, guys. Can you guys hear it out there?
I can hear it.
She's going yes. So, ladies and gentlemen, one of the at least in my opinion, one of my favorite ladies in the VC. I'm waiting for that fan fiction book. You. That's right. That's who it is.
You know
so I'm just going to throw this, and I'm glad to see you. Seriously. So the thing is I'll just throw this out there for 2 seconds. My God, was the Archie thing boring today? It was so damn boring. I was sick of it. I chimed in on the comments a little bit just for some hilarity because I couldn't take it anymore. Yes, see, you got your wish, damn it. You got your wish, William. Now get your ass up on here.
Yeah.
That's
I'm
right,
literally not even mad at his parody. He made me Dorothy. I'm pretty sure I win that round. So
you know what? That was an interesting, and I like that video. And yes, you were Dorothy, and you were a fine Dorothy. Yes.
Oh, I'm sure you love that because I know you love Judy. So
of course, I was just like, yeah, she's all I ever really wanted to be. So that works for me.
Everything's coming up roses.
Could you make one where I'm Paul McCartney? Could you make one where I'm Paul McCartney? William, could you make one where I'm Paul McCartney? That was just like...
Fat fingers help sometimes in certain situations, Grateful. I know a few people that were happy I had fat fingers. All right, yes. Echo, fight, fight, fight. Yep, still there. Yeah, Richard Burton was in Candy. That's right. You know,
Are we talking Ringo Candy?
yeah, yes.
Oh,
Yes, we are.
I
Richard
didn't work.
just got
I
a.
did the movie.
What?
Why did she? Why did you say I was working with?
Oh, the next power couple, ladies and gentlemen. William and Jen of the VC. The next power couple.
I agree with this.
I am the official parody guy of Beetle Babe. Dave couldn't. Well, maybe he can't. I don't know. See, let's see. If William and Jen were the power couple, then would we have to call them Wen?
Oh God.
So if Wen makes an appearance, that means both of them are here at the same time. That's not a slam, William. I'm just being silly. Mega cover, babe. New name change, baby.
No, MAGA, no.
Am I getting it? Am I getting it or no? Do I dare?
You are getting hearts and flowers. Which, if I remember right, was an offshoot band of Flying Burrito Brothers or Graham Parsons or something. Beetle Babe looks like Robert Smith from The Cure.
I don't know. I think Donnelly might be into that, so maybe that works for me.
If she keeps it up, she'll end up in disintegration into pornography. See what I did there, Cure fans? I shoved two things at the same time.
Well played.
Smile, William. It's okay. You're on VC Candid camera.
Thank you.
Yeah. Yes, very much.
I like that a lot.
You bring a lot of youth and color into this old farts stream.
Beetle looks like a little boy in the emotion. What a cute boy. That's what I was going for.
All right.
So how have you been, Jen?
I'm a little stoned. Let's be real.
Ladies and gentlemen, my next guest, one of the best in the West. I was like, where the hell is he? I just appeared for a second. One of the best in the West. Sometimes he wants to be a cowboy. Sometimes he wants to be a cowgirl. See what I did there? That's Boys Don't Cry from the mid-'80s. Ladies and gentlemen, Wyoming Dave.
No, Dave.
Yeah, I know. I was being a bastard. I was being a funny bastard on that. Hey, how's it going? Oh, boy. See, now everybody's going to have a fucking song in their head, whether they want to admit it or not. I want to be a cowboy. You know,
How's your mom doing?
Yeah.
There.
Yes. Do you know what ear candy? Because thanks to Walmart Radio, they played it the other day. Sly Fox's "Let's Go All the Way." I'm like, son of a bitch, I had to play that. I said, I haven't fucking heard that thing in years.
I don't know.
That's a good song.
I don't know it.
Let's see here.
Mm-hmm.
How's your mom doing, Jen?
So Mom's doing a little better than she was. She's not better, but they also can't figure out what's going on with her yet. Yeah, the echo's screwing with me. I'm trying to not get distracted.
Yeah. So,
Richard,
Richard, can I ask you something? Hang on a second. I'm not going to completely just make you disappear, but I want to see something. All right, and then I'll bring you back. Oh,
Yep.
I didn't mean to totally remove him.
I
I didn't mean to remove you, Richard. I think I pressed the wrong damn button.
Don't see it. Don't hear echo.
I don't hear it. Sorry,
No.
Richard was the VC criminal of the day. Yeah. If you guessed Richard, please turn your entry
You're
form
right.
in to Psycho's Platters, care of P.O. Box 6969, Washington, and you may win a no prize. See, that was a Marvel thing right there. I thought I'd throw a no prize. I should make Psycho no prizes. That'd be funny.
that'd be fun.
Let's see.
One of those records those terrible records that you.
How did you get away with tomato? What do you mean? How did you get away with tomato? Even I'm wondering about this now. And normally I don't even chime in. Hello from Norway, Ivan. Yes, I sent to you recently, Ivan, because I thought I did, and then I found out I didn't, and I'm like, shit. So in case you saw it up at Sub, it's because of me, the big fat jackass here. Looks like a small. You know what? He actually, but that's okay though. Now you need to get the VC Hulkamania shirt and get the theme song. I am a real VC American. And I play jazz as much as I can. He's going in and out of the Cheshire Cat. That didn't sound right. That didn't sound right, ladies. We don't condone that here on Cyclist Riders or any other show.
That's almost as bad as that one Nintendo tweet that they got canceled for a couple of years ago, where like
What was
they had the
that?
cat Mario thing. They had a picture of Mario in the cat suit with like 4 or 5 cats around him, and the tweet was, "Does anything feel better than the inside of a cat?"
Jeez. Oh, bad.
Not brought to you by Meow Mix. Oh, look, now look who shows up. Now look who shows up. I tried smoking hats. I couldn't figure out how to light the corned beef. That's because you were lighting the wrong end.
Yeah, probably pick it
I'll
out.
take that, Hulk Hogan.
Yeah.
Of course, she's hot today. She's always hot every day. What the hell? When is there a day that she's not?
Hey, Paul.
Yes, sir.
I came across this album last weekend.
Ooh,
Wait a minute.
great one. Mm-hmm.
Yes. I'll tell. Oh, is that the what? Is that the alternate one or original?
No, original 77 version.
Oh, okay. I was just trying to figure out what was under the Fleetwood Mac thing in there. I can't read. That looks like script or something on there. I couldn't figure it out.
Someone drew on it, but I can't help it.
Ah, that bastard. Oh, wait a minute. That's not what I think he drew on it, is it? Yes, it is. You know what? I bet you Lindsey Buckingham drew that. Hey, yes.
Oh, that's a good one.
First Ann Wilson, ladies and gentlemen, still fighting cancer. How she conquers it.
I didn't know
Yes.
that.
Yeah, she had to cancel I think she canceled the remainder of the tour dates.
Yes.
She was supposed to hit Little Rock, with Cheap Trick opening, and I was gonna go, and I'm like, nope, no, I guess not.
Sorry.
I don't know. Maybe someday down the line they'll even it up.
Yeah.
Was that it? I'm sorry. I thought you had more. Okay. Let me turn the light on and get some coffee, and then Richard, if you could stop your echoing, you can come back on. I'm not mad at you, Richard, but at least we now, me and the VC Watsons. Holmes. It was him. It wasn't Moriarty. It was him. Who'd be the VC Moriarty, ladies and gentlemen, here? Who would that? Not here in this group, but out there. Who'd be the VC Moriarty? Talk amongst yourselves for a minute. I'll go get some more coffee, and then we will explain today's title of Gloria's English Heart Devoured by the Wolf. Yes, I should get an award. If anybody gets an award for creative titles, it's me. That I'll tell you.
Sounds good.
Maybe Hungry Like the Wolf, Gloria Estefan, something with heart, but the rest of it I don't know. I'm looking at them like there's got to be something tying these all together. I'm too stoned for this game. I'm baked babe today. So.
We're getting warm here. We got 90 degrees here.
Oh, damn.
Yeah.
See, it finally cooled down here this week because it had been like consistently 90s, 100s for like about 2 weeks solid. Now it's finally like 70s, 80s. I'm like, okay, if we can just stay right here, this is like the comfy golden zone. That'd be great if it could just stay like that.
Stay below 80, yeah, 75. I know.
Oh, everybody shuts up. I come back and they're like, hey,
we literally talked about the weather, dude.
Yeah.
I see his fucking coffee.
This coffee time.
Be good boy. Don't go, or excuse me, 30-something-year-old man. Be a good man and not echo. Let's hear it.
Am I still echoing?
No. I just hear a teensy bit of static, but I can deal with it.
But no, I don't see echo. No.
All right. Okay, he's back in business.
Okay.
Back and keep Richard off screen. Well, oops.
Randy,
How we saw this now.
Yeah, I know. Randy doesn't like me.
We love Dave Wyatt. He's lovable. He's lovable no matter what. Yeah. I could say that from one manly love for this belt, like a manly man love.
No, Dead Wax, you're wrong, because if I took 2 edibles, then I'd be too stoned to talk. Just one, I talk more. So
remember,
I like your
looser
video.
than a goose. to truly idiot. That's the fine line for edibles. 1 and 2. Okay, listen, I normally don't admit this. Oh my God, I can't believe I'm going to admit this. So I did not experiment till I was 55.
That's
I
okay.
didn't do any until 55 because
If it makes you feel better, I didn't touch it before I was 30.
I've never
I thought you were
experimented.
30. What the hell? You're not 30. I thought you just were 30 now.
I'm 39.
Shit, you don't look it. No wonder why.
Thank you.
You need to keep wearing that Robert Smith makeup. Anyways. Wait a minute. I'll do it for you, Jed. Oh, shit. All right.
Okay.
That really hurt. Anyways.
I have to say no comment.
So, oh, hell. What was I talking about? See, I slapped it out of my brain.
How you haven't tried pot until you're like 50-something.
That's it. So about maybe 6 months ago, because I mean, we're talking back, I was like 55, and it just didn't work. And some of it was really potent stuff. Supposedly, I'm getting nothing. And I mean, it's not like a Hollywood movie. I'm not getting nothing. And then like 5 minutes later, they're like,
no.
I got nothing, because I don't think I have the addictive thing in my brain. I really don't. They say that that's a real thing. So then there was a lady friend of mine that spent the weekend, and she's like, I got something interesting if you're willing to try. What is it? It was something called a dab. Dab?
Oh.
I was hurting the whole week from work related. I took that damn thing within an hour. I'm like, oh God, I can't do 12 hours. Thank God I didn't have to go to work the next day. 12 hours I'm out. And I get back up. I had this great feeling, and I didn't feel any back for a week after that. And I'm like, that's what but see, that's the thing. I took it. Some people said I made a mistake. I took a full one. Well, how the hell do I know you're supposed to put them in parts? I don't know this shit. I don't do this stuff.
Well, if it makes you feel better, I had edibles for years, from about 30 up until last year, and all I ever got from it was like anxiety relief and pain relief. I never got stoned. Until one day last summer, I guess my brain figured out how to metabolize it, and like one hit me like a Mack truck one day, and the worst part, I walked right into this, because my dad had always warned me, if you're going to do those, never do it home alone, because I don't want to get a phone call from you thinking you're dying because you're too stoned.
Yes. Please call Macaulay Culkin the next time you're doing that.
When this finally hit and I didn't quite know what was going on, I was home alone. I'm just like, am I having a stroke? I think I might be dying. I should probably call Dad. I was halfway through dialing his number wait, this is that thing he warned me about. I'm not giving him the satisfaction. I'll be fine. No one's ever died from being too stoned.
Why does it sound like a bad 80s drug educational film from high school?
It kind of does, but this is exactly how it went down. But like, it went on and on and on for hours. I was just like, so how long does this go? Does this ever stop? My mom's like, yeah, sleep it off, you'll be fine. The next morning, I was getting stoned, and I was like, are you sure it goes away? She's like, yeah, I mean, if you don't want to do it anymore, more for me. I was like, no, I didn't say that. But I mean, I found the hard way. Are you echoing again?
Am I?
No, I hear static, but no echo.
Weird.
Static, no echo.
Okay. No, it sounded like there was an echo for a second in there, but
no.
Yeah, no rush here for
that day, every time I've ever tried one, man, they messed me up. But at least now I know what's coming and what to expect. Versus the first time when I literally thought I was dying, was like, what if I forget to breathe? What if I forget how to swallow my own spit and I die in my sleep because I forgot to breathe and swallow my spit? This was the actual train of thought that went through my head. And then I was like, oh my God, this is the weed paranoia they talk about, isn't it?
You have become comfortably numb.
Even if I knew that's what it was from, I would still be freaking out.
Kimba gets copyright on this. Beetle Bake.
Yeah.
Beetle Bake.
Beetle Bake.
Hey, if I ever make my
am I echoing?
And then I'll
Am I
get
echoing?
feedback.
Hey, Rush, can you come in here and do a test for echo, please?
Oh, okay.
No, I'm not that gross.
Echo.
Well,
I hear static.
I know he's been
I don't
gone
think
for a little while. I don't know what happened.
I'm pretty sure I know what happened.
Oh, do you?
Oh, I didn't know you didn't know. I thought you were being sarcastic. I can tell
No,
you
I'm
what.
not being sarcastic. I
Okay,
mentioned
so
in private message, I only get to watch a couple minutes of show if I'm lucky.
Okay,
It's not gonna work.
you know when Melody told us about the whole assassination attempt on Trump thing, right? And I was just like, what the hell? And found
YouTube,
out
don't
it's
get
real
us for
life.
this. We're just
Then-
reporting news.
Then there was like an emergency stream on Rachel's Ghost. And I was like,
Mhm.
okay,
Yeah,
I hopped up there.
That
And
was part of why, no offense, that's why I part lost half my fucking audience, was because I didn't know she was going to do that. Keep going.
she didn't know that this was going to be a thing either, to be fair.
I mean, I'm not blaming
That's
Donald
right.
Trump. I mean, how
I
the
know,
fuck?
I know,
We didn't
but like,
know.
but to be fair,
That's actually how I found out about the.
Will you
That's
let her
actually
talk,
how I found
please?
out about the assassination attempt. That's actually how I found out from her stream.
I found out
Okay.
from this one. So, but regardless, okay. So in the chat, obviously, people were very, very politically charged that day in both directions, and it was kind of snowballing to the point where she was like, "Okay, anything anyone says today, we're not counting against them. Tensions are high." So fine, but I think things got heated enough with Mazzy and with Harry. Neither one of them have been back ever since that day, and even Harry was saying,
Oh.
maybe I'll come back someday, eventually.
Oh.
I was just like, oh shit. And sure enough, he's not been back on since that day.
I haven't seen Norman.
Yeah, I noticed that. Yeah, I noticed that.
I was figuring if he's lurking, I'll try. I went up today and he did not surface. I'm like, ooh, he's like actually boycotting. Oh man.
See, look, okay, it doesn't really matter what I think. Let me just say, everybody knows this isn't a secret. I tolerate waxed. Maz, I don't have an issue with Maz. I don't talk a lot about Maz. I just don't have an issue with Maz. I also don't have an issue with Harry. In fact, I got to watch some of Harry's shows, and I think Harry's an all right dude.
Yeah.
So that's all I'm going to say about that.
You have an issue with me. You have an issue with me, right?
Oh boy, what was that, sir? What was that?
I said you have an issue with me, right?
Sir, I have more issues than a comic book shop. Okay, you are the least of my issues.
Comic book shop.
Hey Dan, how you doing? All right. So thank you for giving us that mini report. Because out of all honesty, I really seriously did not know. I don't. Yeah.
No, your mom's not wrong, and my parents agree with you. That's why they rarely let me have the house to myself.
Yeah, Paul.
I'm
That's
sorry, I
the
keep
reason.
laughing at these.
I'm not.
Well, that was the reason I wasn't on last Saturday. It was kind of something was happening, so I was jumping
And
around
you know
all
what?
these different channels. So
Thank God it was not fatal. Okay, good or bad for you people out there. I'm just glad it wasn't fatal. I'm sorry. When I saw finally the footage after I got off here and finished off the show, I went to go look. You know, a lot different nowadays in 2024. You can pull up YouTube. You can pull up any news channel, which of course could be skewed, but so what? But it gave me, and I know some of us old farts out in the audience are going to remember 1981, the Reagan assassination attempt, and I am just like, that is almost what, like, boom, flashback for me, and I'm like, oh shit, because I mean, for some older people, everyone remembers what happened when Kennedy got shot. I can't say that, but I remember when Reagan got shot. I was on the school bus going home. My bus driver went off and said, "Hey, Reagan got shot. We don't know how bad. It was earlier this afternoon." I'm going, he barely was even president for a few months. I'm like, that just ain't right. So it turned out, whether you like Reagan or not, at least he survived that one, right?
Yeah.
Yes, we were talking about that earlier, actually. So
Joseph Foster just loved that.
I was on the air that day. I remember watching the news, and we turned it over to a feed because we showed the ABC feed all day.
Oh yeah, okay. Yes.
I mean, when you see the clip and you actually see how close the bullet actually got them in that what was like right at nicked his ear. Like, wow, it was really.
Trust me, nobody's entrusting me with a car either.
Just before he gets shot, he seems to turn his head ever so slightly. And they said, if you freeze it, you can see it just a little bit. And I think that may have been what saved his life. So
Listen, whether or not you people believe in God or not, there was some type of force that assisted in him not getting killed.
You know what's eerie with it is that it also landed on like the 2-year anniversary to the day of Ivana's death. So I was like, very interesting.
Yeah.
David, you missed a lot and not much. It's a combination. It depends on how you feel about it. Hey, look at Ivan goes, Jack, you can drive my car. Beep, 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 beep.
Yeah, it's okay. My son doesn't drive either.
Fine. Grateful.
Yeah, my son's 30 and he doesn't drive.
Hang on a minute. Come here.
Toby!
Hang on a minute. We got to interrupt this with a Toby-Tobeeds.
Yes!
I didn't know you.
I said, computer, Toby-Tobeeds.
I didn't know you had a cat.
Yeah.
Hey, he's trying to get up
I
here.
didn't know you had a cat, Paul.
So this is my grandcat. And
Really?
I felt bad because Ethan got sent home a day early yesterday. We didn't expect it. He's been spending the summer mostly. But this little kitty cat, I love you, but you're a torture. You know that, right?
Aww.
Oh, kitty.
Anyways, Toby Tobeans, you are now the official cat of the VC because I don't think there's anybody else with a cat. So I have christened you. Wait a minute. I have christened you. The official cat of the VC, Toby Tobeans. Do you have anything to say? Meow. Get the fuck off me. All right, fine. Fine, Toby, you little bitch. I mean that lovingly. Don't step me up. You're too close to my nuts.
Toby's
What
adorable.
kind does that get?
Yeah.
Yes, that's right. Billy Squire's underwear did assassinate his red hot career in 8th War. Because in those underwear, he tried to rock me tonight.
Rock me, yeah.
Look past. I heard there in Canada you can legally do those things. Ivan, you as red as a. I should.
Yes,
Ivan,
he is right.
You as red as a hot dog. There, that's a. I don't know why I thought. Oh damn it! Speaking of that, where the hell did I put that damn thing? I got a gift. I did get a too hot weeder for me here. Too hot weeder. I'm trying to figure this out. I like that. I'm sorry. I'm not making fun of you, Ivan. I'm just trying to figure this out. Too hot weeder for me here. Ivan, you can say go fuck yourself, Paul, if you want. I just was trying to figure this out. I'm sorry. I don't know what a weeder is. Damn it.
He means weather, of course.
Oh,
I need
hold on a minute.
My taste in men questionable.
Best.
Explain.
I think my crown came out. I don't have the biggest royal mouth as Jen, though. Oh, God. See what I did there? I don't know how you 19 people put up with this shit, but I'm glad you do. Welcome to Psycho's Blacks. I forgot. Yes, okay. You know what? You are the Viscount.
Thank you.
There you go.
Toby's
And
like,
also,
what the fuck
I'll
is
show you a
that?
little bit.
Okay. Wait a minute. Boop. Oh, hang on.
Watch the stream and you'll see what happens.
How did somebody become the king or queen of the VC? How did they get elected?
Ladies and gentlemen, I am now making. See, I don't even have the right to do this, but I'm going to do it anyway. Ladies and gentlemen, the official. Oh God, I can't believe I'm doing this. This is going to go right to his head. He formerly lived in an aquarium. He now sometimes lives in Echo Junction. Not to be confused with Petticoat Junction. Boy, they had hot babes. Ladies and gentlemen, the Royal Jester of the VC. Wait a minute. I wasn't done yet. There's a slash after that. Village idiot.
And here I
come on. All right.
Richard,
All right,
manly
I'll
way,
give you
I
the
love you.
Chester.
In
I
a
like you,
manly
Chester,
way.
right, Chester, but I don't think I'm a village idiot. Come on.
Okay, all right. I forgot. I apologize. I apologize to Richard. I left out a word. Ladies and gentlemen, not only is he the Royal Court Jester of the VC, he's also a village people idiot. YMCA.
CA.
See,
Why?
okay, I'm sorry.
Man.
I know you guys have been waiting for that. Shut up, Richard. I mean, I apologize. I was rude. I'm sorry. I was rude. I apologize. Please, Richard, shut up, you fucker. All right. So,
Wow.
you know, can I tell you I do this at work to my coworkers that I can do this with? I'm like, some of my customers, I'll even go off and I'll go, "I'll shut up and fill up your cart. That was rude. I go immediately. I'm like, that was rude. I'm sorry. And I'm like, I'll go, please fill your shopping cart, God damn it. And I walk away. Because I'm like, we need the money. All right.
See, I have no problem with Paul messing with me because I can tell it's always a joke. It's not serious.
I know, right? Because I'm not serious either. I'm demented.
It's not serious.
Yes, I did, Dan.
It's not mean serious. It's not.
Richard Simmons ain't got nothing on Richard, especially now that Richard Simmons is gone. He dealed his last meal.
Rest in peace, Richard Simmons.
He dealed his last meal. And I think we deserve a speed date between Beale and Wyoming. Dan.
Anyway.
Oh no. No.
Oh boy.
Wait a minute. I have feel the power of my breakfast burrito. Okay. Yes, Richard is a very nice guy. He really is. And by the way, you have a relative like Benedict.
Oh, yeah,
I'm kidding. Or Tom. Or not you. Or what about Cliff Richard? Did he go over the cliff?
I love Cliff Richard.
Well, I heard he used to like date a living doll, and then to top that off, okay.
Oh, I thought he dated.
You already got that, didn't you, Chad? Good for you. I am very impressed with that, John. I
thought he was with a devil woman.
Well, he was, but you see, that's what caused that. That's what caused his final divorce. Currently, was because we couldn't. He claimed we couldn't talk anymore. Even despite him dreaming.
Are you dreaming off the top of your head?
Huh?
Are you just doing this off the top of your head?
Yeah, of course I'm gonna drop it at the top of my head. Ladies and gentlemen, one of the best. I don't give a shit what anybody says. And by the way, sir, I don't know if you saw that I threw a comment on your latest video of you and her. Fantastic, peaceful cacophony. I'm telling you, go see them. They're damn good. I was impressed. You're just sitting there waiting. I just love the way Ed did a great job in that video, by the way. And we're talking about the former drummer of the Darkness, Ed Graham. Great job on that video. I am not kissing your ass, sir. I'm being totally honest. That was a great tune.
I'm pleased with that. I'm pleased with that. Denise told me today that I can't remember what chart it was, but we're number 13 in it. So that's quite good.
Oh, really?
Yay. See? Yes. Kick ass.
And she's really pleased.
Wait a minute, Lisa. You mean you actually like the Beatles? I thought you hated them.
Shut up, Richard.
I don't think we've ever discussed the Beatles, have we? But I don't know. I have an admiration and a historic knowledge of them, and I've got the red and the blue LPs in red and blue vinyl.
Oh, cool.
I have a fairly nifty, the complete singles box set with all the little single sleeves in. But so yeah, no, I'm not a sort of massive vinyl buyer of them, but I think I've got most Beatles stuff that I like. My favourite tracks are always never ones that other people say, because I'm a rocker, so I like Revolution.
I'm with you. I prefer the later stuff. I like the later stuff better. That's just my opinion.
I bet you like Helter Skelter, David.
Yeah,
Helter
exactly. Absolutely. Have you ever heard? Have you ever heard Susie and the Banshees version of Helter
I actually
Skelter?
have. I'm so glad that somebody else is familiar with
Next
that.
on the
Usually I
list.
reference it and people have no idea.
Homework for me.
They definitely
It's pretty
made
cool.
it. They definitely made it their own, and
Oh, yeah.
just I think it's as good, but just in a totally different way. I'm not saying they're better than the Beatles. I'm just saying that that's one of the best covers I've heard in terms of they kept the madness of it and the sort of that sort of thing, but they just made it Susie and the Banshees.
Exactly.
And that's the thing. I bet you hers has got to be worlds better than Motley Crue's cover. It's got. I don't like Motley Crue. I like Motley Crue 3 albums, but I don't like that cover.
Yeah, but I mean, you know, I'm closer to in terms of knowing the ins and outs of the workings of the band and the people in them. So the Pistols are obviously my thing, and I do know that Glenn thought that Motley Crue and Metallica, Megadeth doing Anarchy in the UK was pretty pitiful. He said, think about it. He said, you know, they're both like, you know, deeply American bands. They can't possibly know what the lyrics mean to us in 1977. You know, he's like, it's like they're doing it because apparently this song caused a problem in the UK. Yeah, because of who was singing it and what they were singing it about. But it doesn't make any sense coming from Vince Neil. It just doesn't, you know.
This is true.
It's nice to meet you, David. I've seen you before, but I've never actually met you.
Well, thank you very much. It's a pleasure to see you too. I've seen you. I watch you more than meet you, but I have seen you on here before.
Yeah, nice to meet you.
And this time you've got a bit of front lighting, so
I know I'm happy about this.
Not too good. One thing I meant to say this to Beetle Babe when she was on RG this morning. And that's, I think you're one of only 3 women that I've sort of thought through and think that have ever made green eyeshadow work. It looks fantastic.
I like it on her.
Well, thank you.
I like it on her. I think it looks nice.
I'm not trying to sort of, you know, drop another dime into your pants, but it's basically, you know, I see loads of good-looking women that are backing singers and girls in bands that, you know, like, you know, stagey people, if you like. And whenever green makeup comes into it, I always think, oh, don't ask me. It looks awful, you know, it looks silly, you know. But the fact that it matches exactly what you're wearing as well, and it's not too heavy, it's not too, you know, and I think that if I'm honest, the orange hair or the strawberry blonde or whatever you want to call yourself. Yeah, exactly. So yeah, congrats on that. I just didn't want to say it in RG because they're worse than people here.
It
was just not the panels themselves as such, but yeah, you can just imagine Rachel, can't you, going, right, well, here's where it starts then, and then all of a sudden we've got this entire story around.
It doesn't take much there.
Yeah, so I'm just basically saying.
Whenever I compliment a woman on a stream, I always get accused of trying to have ulterior motives hitting on them.
Oh, it drives me nuts. I tell you this is one. Sorry, BB, but this is one just for the lads. Okay. Right, it's my 50th birthday. I just produced an album by this Swiss band called Dax and Roxanne. It had gone very well. It was my 50th birthday. I had to be doing something for them in London that day. And they said, well, we'll do you a party. We'll do you a little sort of, let's have a thing, you know. And I said, yeah, okay. I said, I'm not feeling great about my 50th birthday, you know, but they said they'd sort something out and their PR people would do something. So they basically hired the bottom of this entire pub that they go and drink in a lot. It's right next to the PR firm's offices, funnily enough. And so basically, I got there. They were giving me presents. The one of the guys from the office gave me that really big Def Leppard Hysteria box set.
Oh,
I got that. Yeah, I know. That was really, really cool.
I love Def Leppard.
Yeah. And so I was, getting all that, and I was greeting people as they came in, and sort of, started filling up. And so I wasn't attached to anyone in particular. I was just greeting people as they came in. So just standing there with my drink, and this lady comes in, and the first thing that I noticed is that her dress looks awesome. She's got this dress that was a bit like the Liz Hurley one with the safety pins up the side, but it wasn't. It was zips. It was like zips, and it was open, and all the zips were just in the right place for it to look really classy, but fucking hot. Do you know what I mean? It's like she sort of slinked in there, and she was wandering around, and I could see she was looking for someone, and she came sort of walking towards me, and I sort of did the slight sort of half a foot lean and went, "Can I help you?" And she said, "Oh, I'm looking for, Barry Kane or whatever, who's a journalist." And I went, "Oh no, Barry is here. He's here. I think if you go round the bar, he's just before the loo door or something like that." And I said, "It's my party, by the way." So I said, "I'm David." And she went, and she sort of looked at me and went, "Oh, well, I'm Janet." And I said, "Cool. Well, I hope you enjoy yourself." She goes, "Oh, happy birthday." And I went, "Thanks, cheers." And then as she was turning to go, I said, "By the way, that dress is amazing. It really looks nice, really cool." And she turned around, and she just turned around with a different attitude on her face and stood up to me, and she just went, "I am married,
Oops.
So for about sort of like 20 seconds, I was just like, that's the weirdest reply. I wasn't expecting that at all.
Yeah.
And I accidentally heard come out of my mouth, "Don't flatter yourself, love." Because I was just slightly angry.
Like I said, whenever I compliment a woman on stream, everybody always thinks I have an ulterior. Like if I would have said, I did tell Beatles Babe I liked her eyeshadow, but if I would have said the same thing, if I would have been on Rachel's stream or somebody's stream, I would have said that to her. They would have been like, "Oh, Beatles Babe's not going to go on a date with you," and I'm like, "What does that have to do with that? What? Would I can't compliment anybody with that? They're thinking I got what? I can't compliment somebody."
It's a nightmare.
Like,
it's
why
a nightmare.
does it always have?
What I like though is when obviously I've got a thing with Beatle Babe where she knows where my comments come from.
Yeah.
And it's just funny. And I've now got to the stage where I can say quite edgy things involving you, can't I? Because I know that
I like that. I like that about her. We can joke with each other, and we know we know when.
Yeah.
I mean, we know a joke. It's not.
Yeah, and it also comes from. I mean, I've been in 2 otherwise all-female bands, and that is a different experience to being in a band of blokes. It just is, and all the stuff that people all the stuff that people say about blokes being rude to girls, and like particularly in the music industry and what have you. I tell you, I should do a whole program on the shit they used to do and say to me, and it was all completely sexist. It was.
Edgy things equal safe words? How does that make sense?
You what? Sorry.
So edgy things equal safe words. I'm like, wait, that doesn't make sense.
Yeah, I don't know what that means.
That sounds great.
Edgy things.
Welcome to another episode of VC Nation.
I can't work whether Paul froze then because I said something really bad because he went.
Yeah, I thought so too, but I think it's his internet.
Or because his children.
It was a very brief thing. So.
Or his children had just come in, and I'm not about to say the next thing, so I haven't said.
No, the kid's gone for a little while. He went downtown or some shit with his friends. So just me and the cat, and you guys.
Yeah, Randy's being a dick again as usual.
Who is?
Dead wax, Randy.
Oh,
Now, people. Now.
I didn't know they did a Def Leppard Hysteria box set. I'm gonna have to look into that.
oh, it's fantastic. I've got it just right here, actually.
I love that album.
I'm going to troll Randy next time I see him on any other stream.
Well, as you can imagine, I've got the vinyl.
Oh,
But the great thing, the reason this was a bit of a lucky thing was because that band I was telling you that I produced the album for,
Yeah.
their PR company is also Def Leppard's PR company.
Oh, nice.
So in the
Nice.
office, there's just treasure trove over there. So yeah, here we go.
Oh, okay.
There it is.
Oh, cool.
Yeah.
Nice.
Yes.
I can already tell
I'm one
I
of
can
these
already
people.
tell I want it.
No, my wife would have gone ape shit. Yeah, she loves Def Leppard. Or,
There you go. So it comes out like this. It's got a really nice one of these things that
Oh, okay.
Nice.
pulls up
Nice.
here.
That's
What's
cool.
in there, and what is in there is the first thing you get is the big book of Hysteria,
Mhm.
and that's
Oh yeah, the
pretty much the
books.
photo book with the story of how it all came together and all that sort of stuff. And then this is the discography,
Mhm.
which is, as you'd expect, a discography. And also multiple versions of Hysteria as well. And then there's the photographer, Ross Halfin. This is a little mini book, but still in the same flavour, Ross Halfin. Those are a lot of these are things that we saw in Sounds magazine or Kerrang.
I was going to say classic photographer and rock. That much I do know, yes.
And the same sort of this is like a mini tour program. This is the Hysteria tour program, but done in mini style.
They went all out with this.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm
no
gonna,
shit.
have to look into. I might have to get this. I'm gonna have to look into it.
I'm not going to lie about this.
Yeah.
You're showing this.
Oh,
Yeah.
It's
That's cool.
nice.
Mhm.
that looks
Okay.
nice in my. That looks nice in my room.
And for the benefit of the peanuts that are watching, going, don't you dare tell us every track that's on every thing.
Yeah.
But they come out in this lovely fan of a
Wow.
ton load of discs,
Mhm.
and really nice stems as well.
Besides,
But I will tell you just what they are. DVD 2 is classic albums, which is that thing about the making of, where they sit down at the mixing desk and they solo things and all that sort of stuff. So it was a TV program, so that's good. Disc 1, the original album, remastered, of course. Side 2, disc 2, B-sides and remixes. And then that includes the hysterical Release Me, which was by Stumpus Maximus and the Good Old Boys, which is basically their tour manager and Def Leppard doing a version of Please Release Me by Engelbert Humperdinck.
Oh my
It's
god.
worth it's worth
Wow.
it's worth the price of the box set itself. It's on YouTube, but I'm glad I got it digitally. Disc 3 is B-sides and remixes. So is there anything that catches me straight away? No, you got extended mixes of Pour Some Sugar and Animal and what have you. So it's more B-sides and 12-inch mixes, really. But yes, Excitable, the orgasmic mix.
oh, yeah.
Shit.
I'll be the judge of that, sunshine. Disc 4, In the Round, In Your Face. How very rude. But that looks pretty good. Stage Fright kicking it off, and the Hysteria set, as it seems. In the Round and In Your Face, second part, I imagine. With photograph, all that sort of stuff on it. So that's good. And DVD Visual Hysteria, which, as you would imagine, is basically promo videos and Top of the Pops appearances, the Brit Awards US version of Pour Some Sugar on Me. So promo videos and what have you. But what an absolutely cracking, if that doesn't give you a full circle view of what they were doing around that time, it's pretty amazing. And I would say
Did you ever see them live?
Yes, I did a couple of times. Yeah,
I have.
Oh, they're great. They're great.
absolutely. But I really, that's the way. I would say it's worth every penny, but I didn't
It
pay
is
for
worth
it.
it. Oh, I think it is. I think they're worth everything.
But
I
think
saw them
it's
with Kiss. I saw them with Kiss when they did the tour with Kiss like 10 years ago, and they blew
nice.
Kiss. They blew
Nice.
Kiss off stage, in my opinion.
Let me just make sure I've got all my bits and pieces in the right thing. But yeah, so a fantastic box to just get out and spend an afternoon going through. It's good. Sorry about that little interlude, everybody, if you're bored about that.
Did they do one for Pyromania too?
That's just come out, yeah.
Oh, really?
Oh, I'll have to look for that one too.
Yeah. I was thinking the same too. I don't know whether it's a box like that. It is a box set, but I can't remember whether it's like a vinyl album plus all the CDs and a book and that. But there is a Pyromania special edition box set.
Yeah.
We'll have your money back type sort of thing. But I love all those things. I don't have a problem at all of box sets and all that sort of stuff. It's nice.
I'm a huge box set fan. I just wish they weren't so expensive. I love box sets.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Can I get an all panel there from you all, please? Tomorrow I am having 4 teeth out and I'm scared shitless.
Ooh.
You're what?
Yeah,
I'm having 4 tooth extractions in one day.
ouch.
That's pretty brutal.
It is. It's been
Knock
coming
it
a
out.
long time. I've just been saving up to make sure that I've got the money to get
here
it
it
and
comes.
stuff. And it's like some people save up for holidays. I've saved up for a Hollywood smile. But it's like I am even doing these sort of things. I'm often finding myself doing this, talking like this, and I mean it's basically the same thing as like AGK is where like from what I understand through AGK was that part of his problem was that he was on some medication that just battered his teeth, and so was I, unfortunately, and it led to things like me.
I'm not a big fan. I'm not a big fan of the guy that I mean that.
Biting into a sandwich and losing my front tooth, it's like, geez, and it's like, ugh. And everyone can see it, and it's, I don't know, it's weird. So I thought I'd go the whole hog. So yeah, 4 extractions tomorrow. Then the week after that, 3 fillings and a load of filling things to sort of get my teeth to say hi to my gums again.
Yeah.
And then when all the holes are healed and everything's all back to normal, I'm having 4 implants across, including whitening, destaining, all that sort of stuff, and what have you. So they all look the same.
So are the 4 implants to do the like all-on 4 implants where like they do it through a bridge? Okay.
Yeah, it clips on. It looks like it clips on. I mean, I've never had it before, but he showed me someone else's.
Yeah, I pretty much have like made peace with the idea that I'm probably going to be in that same boat probably by the time I'm 50.
Yeah, but it's better But it's better than those horrible thick plastic dentures.
Yeah, I know.
Because the clip-on thing, you've still got your palate. You've still got the palate top of you, so you can taste shit. That's the
that's the main thing.
I really hated it, but it's a bunch of other stuff. It's like I just loved sweets when I was a kid. And no matter how many times your parents tell you, "Oh, brush your teeth," you've just had like some sherbet or something, which you might as well have just been shoving alum powder or acid in your mouth, really, And I used to just go to sleep after doing something like that. It's my own fault.
I did too. I feel your pain.
But we
literally and figuratively.
Yeah, but mine's just looking at a figure there. I don't know what Grateful Dog is saying there.
If he says it's about 10 grand, it sounds like what you're going to have done.
It's well, so far it's 3,800, but that's possibly because it's it's my dentist. It's I don't know, it might be a bit different. 10 grand is probably what, about 8,000 English pounds or something like that, 7,000 or something.
Something like that.
I'm not sure.
Not a million miles an hour. But believe me, though, when there's certain things that are available on vinyl right now, and I've told myself I can't have them, You know, do you
Yeah.
realise for £3,500 or 3,800, which you pay each time. So tomorrow I'm going to have to get my card out and just go boop, and it's just going to steal 900 quid off me.
Mhm.
Wow.
And I'm going to be I'm going to have 4 sort of medicated cotton wool balls in my mouth, probably drooling blood down both,
It'll be
sides
very
of my
Alice Cooper
chin.
of you.
And then I'll probably say to Beetle Babe, would this be a bad time to ask you for a date?
Henry,
Why does that sound like something that already would have been in an English TV comedy back in the 60s or 70s?
And
Who's yapping?
And it set the
Oh,
dog off.
no.
yeah,
Yeah.
that's Henry.
Who's barking at the moon? Shut up, Ozzy. Well, okay, you know what? Okay. All right. Yeah, that's not happening till the damn barking stops, Richard. I draw the line.
Here, Jim.
But I always feel like decades and decades younger than I am when I go to the dentist. It's like I don't want to go on my own. I want to. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Make your own
Yeah, I
teeth
don't
and
like
white
them either.
vinyl records. That's good, actually. I have got a couple.
Oh yeah, ask for the nitrous.
It's a good idea,
Just
actually.
a mallet, just
Get a
bust you on the
tooth-shaped
head.
punch that
Yeah.
you could do.
Put you to
Or
sleep.
maybe those sweets, those Tic Tacs, that and some super glue, maybe just a Tic Tac in there.
They dissolve. Yeah.
You could just, it tastes
Mhm.
nice.
Until it dissolves and then there's nothing there.
Yeah, but then
it's
you
all
just
tastes for
you
about
just
an
put a
hour.
new one in every day.
Yeah, well, get you the
But
colored
yeah.
ones. You get you an orange one and put it up there.
Orange,
Look,
orange.
yeah, I've got a gold one here.
Yeah.
Downstairs.
Yeah,
Yeah.
downstairs. Yeah, I've got a gold
I've got
one.
a couple come out and back. I have to do decorative, creative eating sometimes. So,
Yeah.
mhm.
But I
Makes me really bad. Most of my back ones on this side are fucked at this point. They need to be redone. So
Mhm.
I understand the creative eating thing.
Yeah, tell my son,
genuinely,
get
it's
the
really
pliers.
it's been an absolute confidence hoover. It's a
Mhm.
confidence hoover because a lot of the gigs, and I know this is a weird thing to say.
I thought I muted you.
But a lot of the gigs I do always seem to involve 50-foot screens either side of the stage.
Oh man.
And the thing is, I remember on one of the Visage shows where I was playing something and I noticed that the big 50-foot thing was, in fact, just the back of my hand. And my nails were filthy. And it was really bad. And I just thought, oh, that's shit. I must remember. So before a gig, every single time, if it's being filmed or we're going on telly, I'm there like this.
Yeah.
Yeah, something like that would make you insecure for life about it.
And the thing is, it's like I don't want to get caught with the camera on my face and I spot that, like, I don't know, maybe there's like a group of 5 people all singing the words to this song we're doing and they're loving it, they're having a great time. And that always makes me go, hey, like that. But as a close-up,
Yeah.
I look like I need, a sort of GoFundMe.
Why not? Everybody else has done it. And we're going to do one for GoFundMe right now for Richard to euthanize that loud dog.
No, don't euthanize the dog. Just
I'm kidding. A roll of duct
My
tape.
mother just got home. They do this every time somebody comes in.
Yeah.
Well, at least it takes someone coming in for yours to do it. Mine has all of a sudden discovered her reflection in windows, the glass doors, in the fireplace, anything with a reflection. And then she'll sit there and growl and bark at herself because she doesn't get that it's not another dog.
GoFundMe to get Richard some lights from Home Depot. That's it. Oh, dear God. You never wipe your butt before you go on stage. That don't sound right.
I'm not sure.
Unless you're playing the brown note a lot. Then I can see why. Go order from my Discogs. The Ventures were a band so long they changed their name to the Dentures. Yeah, and now they're all dead. That's another one, ladies and gentlemen. Do not go see the Ventures because there's no original members there or on the records. It is one of the sons owns the name now, so don't even bother. Go play your Ventures records.
Yeah.
Now, before I forget, because I do have a shitty memory, I'm going to make myself big for a minute. The title for the day is Glorias English Heart Devoured by the Wolf. Now, I really didn't get to... I'm surprised Mike's not here to try to guess these things. He's usually good at it, but he must be busy. So I just decided to pull through the vinyl collection that... Henry, you son of a bitch. Listen, hair of the dog, now you're messing with a son of a bitch. All right.
He thinks he's a wolf.
I think so. I think he's hungry like one, too.
Yeah.
Thank you, Durant Squared.
Was I correct about that part of the title, that it was a reference to that?
No. Actually, it's not. Yeah, you'd think that would have been, but that's not. So, once again, what I decided to do is I decided to pull a couple signed albums out of the collection. And I know some people were like, oh, what's he doing? Just going off and set? No. It took me years to get some of these signed, to be honest with you. And so one of the best garage rock albums for 1966, The Shadows of Night, Gloria, of course, a Dunwich production. That does come in handy, but I know you can't see this very well. Signed by Jerry McGeorge, that's right, who happens to play guitar on this record. He would play guitar on this and Backdoor Men, which was the second LP. And this, of course, comes from the infamous Illinois Provost collection. I don't expect you to know what that is. And no, it's not Timmy from Lassie, not John Provost. The only thing is, and someday I'm going to get a better copy of this. But for $1.29, I really couldn't complain. But as you can see, it's got that. Other than that, generally, it's pretty damn good. So that's your Gloria part. Now, unless you're a All in the Family fan, and then you know Gloria was married to Meathead. So English Heart, this is actually a more newer record from unfortunately, now... You know, Dan, I'll tell you something. I was looking for those albums for close to 20 years. I found that Gloria and Backdoor Men both at the same joint, along with the Beatles' Ain't She Sweet LP on Echo. I found all three of those, $1.29 a piece, because my lady was running the store for the other lady, and I just gave her $5 and she gave them all to me. I took a bite out of that album. He probably did. Thanks a lot, Henry. Bit my damn record. Yes. And so next one, though, English Heart. This is from 2016, and it is the fourth solo album, final solo album from this beautiful lady who had such a great voice. Now, believe it or not, this is the signed edition. If you tried, and it didn't cost me any extra from her website, but this really is legit because I've seen other copies that have slight different signatures. If you were to have gotten the regular stock copy from a record store, this signature is not on there. It is just the straight cover. And I hate to say this, but I looked at the musicians are very, very small on here. Nobody really of note, but with the exception of 2 songs on this 11-song thing, it's American bands, but there's a couple of UKers. But just oh me, oh my, I'm a fool for you, baby, because I'd rather much be with the girls. Don't let the sun catch you crying, tired of waiting. Tell her no, I'll follow the sun. You've got your troubles. Girl, don't come. Don't let me be misunderstood. And to finish it off with, how can you mend a broken heart? This is the back on this. The regular vinyl, it's not even 180. I want to say it's maybe 150 gram. And it's straight black vinyl with the custom label. Almost looks like the old school Who Target logo without the word The Who in it. So that is English Heart, Devoured by the Wolf. Yes, her book is a really good read. She did write a book. Go get it if you haven't seen it. You know what? Yes. for 2 seconds my electric,
Why
and I'm
you wrote
like,
a book?
uh-oh. That's why I thought my broadcast was going to get cut, because I hope they're not playing with the electric, ladies and gentlemen. Then you guys will be the only ones on this show. Yes, and definitely I need to get some more of their 45s, and I'm also looking for the Super K 1968 album from the Shadows of Night, which unfortunately by then only has Jimmy Soanes and a bunch of other people. But that album has got their killer version of Shake, which is a great song. So, The Wolf, I saw this guy in concert, second generation singer. His dad was super duper famous. And while his dad was still alive, he decided to do a solo career too. This gentleman, if you're a big Sopranos fan, also happened to be, okay, I got somebody in waiting. I'm not being rude. Just sit tight for a minute, okay? I got somebody else in the back here, guys. So the thing is he marries somebody from the Sopranos, if you like the Sopranos very much too. His band's killer. I bought this album hoping to end up meeting him. It's signed, but it's by the rest of the band. There was a outdoor festival. It only happened once. It was called the Dixon Street Fest down in Fayetteville, Arkansas. He was the opening band, followed by 38 Special, then Charlie Daniels. We are talking about none other than Mr. Shooter Jennings.
Oh, yeah. It's Waylon's son.
Waylon's kid, that's right. Well, like I said, I wish Shooter signed this. I tried to get to Shooter, but, he was too busy because, like I said, the actress that was on The Sopranos, he was with her and their new baby. So he really just didn't deal with a lot of people. This also actually comes with a... let's see here a minute. Hi, how you doing, son? A neat little, just a little insert, that's all. Okay. So that, ladies and gentlemen, is Gloria's English Heart Devoured by the Wolf for this week's episode. Mm-hmm. I'm filming, so shushy. Wait 1 second. I'm sorry, what? I don't have to take you to work tonight. Well, I guess Psycho could be on a lot longer than I was going to be. Yay for everyone. Now, hang on a second. Let's see. Damn it, I got to get all cut up. That's the one I need. I don't know which one. Not yellow anymore. I have it. You see, yeah, and I need the potato chip record, too. I did find one copy of that, and if you guys don't know what that is, there was a local Chicago area potato chip company that when you bought the bag of chips, it was in a plastic wrap, but the record was I think it was either in the chips or it was on the bottom, on the side of the box of the chips, okay? And it was called Potato Chip. It was an interesting little one. I've only ever come across one album, one of those, and they wanted so much damn money. Do you have an album by SRC? Now, Dan, I don't know if my memory is going to be real good on this. Is that the band that was out of Wisconsin on Capitol Records? Because if it is, I may or may not have one of those albums. I think they only did 2 for Capitol. Yeah. You have all 3. Kick ass on that. Have all the birds, but no burritos. But see, now you need to make bird burritos. That's what's important. They could be pretty tasty. As long as they don't have the bird flu. The OG are expensive. Reissues are expensive. And see, that's the thing. Now that, and once again, here comes my OG pickiness, okay? Sure, I could have gotten that Shadows of Night that was on Super K, okay? Because I can't remember if it was Cherry Red or whatever reissue label. I could have got it for $9. But I'm like, I don't want it. I'm like a little kid. I don't want the reissue. I want the original. I was being a little bitch on that one, so that's why I still don't have it. I have the first. See, I've had a handful of sealed albums over the years, but nothing like that. The oldest still sealed I had was a 1967 Dwayne Eddy on Reprise. I found it that way they were putting out this big stack of albums in the trash in Walworth, Wisconsin. And that was the only album I found out of that big stack that was worth taking out of there. Detroit, okay, thank you. I knew they had a Michigan band. See, I feel bad Jeff left. I really feel bad because I know he wanted to come on here, and I explained to him, please don't be angry. I did not expect the panel to be on here so soon. Now, Richard, I hate to do this to you, but I'm gonna. Yeah, I appreciate you being on here, but I am going to take you off because now, by the way, before you get mad or anybody else gets mad, this will be the last broadcast of a 6-panel StreamYard.
We can upgrade.
Next week we get to go to up to 9 people, so hopefully nobody's feelings will be butthurt. Richard, thank you for being the first one on. Watch one in the comments, and thank you. Take care, my friend. Yeah.
Bye, Jen. Bye, Paul.
Yeah.
Bye.
See ya.
See you later.
I'm glad he's understanding. I know. Like I said, this hopefully will be the last time I have to do that. Now, ladies and gentlemen, he was on last week's or Saturday's episode. He was a little loony. I like this guy. He's way loony. He's Looney Tunes. He's more Looney Tunes than Bugs Bunny. It's this guy. That's right.
Hey.
By the way,
recognize that.
Yes.
Love you, David.
Hey, hey,
we love you too, Bello. I can get this though. You know what? Let's see. Wait a minute. You want Paul Lynn on here? Well, how about I just do this? Hey, Peter Marshall, go fuck yourself. Hey, Waylon Flowers and Madam down there, shut the hell up.
Hey, Paul, Charlotte. What a difference a show made, because last time that we were on together was when they announced the shooting. And I remember mentioning it in your chat. You didn't even know about it yet.
Right.
And I wrote in the chat, Trump just got shot. And then
you were
I wound up coming
right on that. Like the second
right on it.
That was like a Kennedy moment right there for me.
It really was. And then I came on the show and we hung out like nothing in the world happened. You know what I mean?
Exactly.
We were just like, because I didn't see any of the pictures yet, any of the video. I just heard the title. I didn't investigate yet because I knew that maybe I was going to come on. I didn't want to get distracted in that way.
No, that's good. But I got to tell you something, okay? And I mean, this isn't going to be a secret thing, but I have to look at my video because I think Mr. YT decided to think they were being cute.
What?
All I saw was the word in our video. All I saw was the word copyright. Now I didn't get a strike because obviously I'm doing my stuff,
right?
But I'm going copyright from what? There wasn't anything to my knowledge that would have caused it. So these guys are being big doucheberries is what they're being, okay? Not just to me, but to other people.
No, you know what? If I performed a song, I performed the Tubes the last time on there.
Well, yeah,
and
so what?
The AI, honestly, every time I do a live show and I play my song, it'll literally play every single song. It'll recognize every song except my own originals. But there's nothing they can do about it. You're not getting in trouble for that. It's not like stopping you. It's just acknowledging.
I like it. It was fun. It's fun. Well, guess what? Guess what, AI? You're not Roman Reigns, and I'm not acknowledging you.
That's
the tribal
That's my butt. That's my buddy, King James.
Yeah, James Farley.
You know, I remember Stoner's stash box. Does he even do anything anymore?
Yeah, he does videos. Stoner Dan, I like him. He's a nice guy.
Stoner Dan, that almost sounds like a truck driver, man. I'm Stoner Dan, truck
driver
man.
Dan.
To the battle, and I said, I smoked the wind.
Can I ask a question of my vinyl buddies on here?
Yes, sir.
Sure.
Because you are technically a vinyl podcast, aren't you, really?
Yeah. Yes.
No, I was thinking of something. I was thinking, like, you know, along the way, I picked up some weird little sort of records, and to just.
Do you have them?
Yeah.
Okay, hang on.
This is a normal average 7-inch single, right?
Yeah.
It's just it happens to be Sweet. Turn It Down. What a great track.
Oh, great.
Yes.
Yeah, I love Sweet.
So there's that. But along the way, I've got this Squeeze, Another Nail in My Heart.
I like that band.
And it's 5 inches. It's a 5-inch.
That's a little.
That's weird.
It's a little mini record. Yeah. Me neither.
And even though it's only 5 inches, it's got a shitload of dead wax for something that is you know. And
that's crazy.
That's what the women say to Randy.
What speed is that? Is that 45? Yeah, or 33?
Let me have a look. Good point.
Just kidding, Randy. Just kidding.
33.
As he's like
33.
Wow. Okay, so it's like a compact 33 almost.
And then there's this one which I really like because I love the song, but I did buy it on CD as well because this doesn't sound fantastic, but it's a weird thing. There's a band called Dark Star, and this is called I Am the Sun. And it comes in a kind of quite a nice sort of arty.
Oh, that's cute.
Thing. But again, it's 5 inches, and it's just
and it's a vinyl.
Cool.
Wow! So it's the size of a CD. It's so that it lines up, and you could put those into your CD collection boxes and cases and stuff.
You could. And then the final one that I got that I thought was, because I've got 10 inches and 12 inches and stuff like that, but this is the only other one that I've got that's a bit of a weird one. Has anyone heard of the Radio Stars?
No.
Sounds familiar.
No.
Late 70s post-punk band. The bass player Martin Gordon was in Sparks, sort of the era of the era of This Town Ain't Big Enough for the Both of Us. Type sort of thing. Andy Ellison, the singer, was with John's Children, the one that had
T-Rex,
Mark Bolan in it.
Yeah,
wow.
And they were great. They were really good. They were a good punky sort of chorus, football terrace choruses and stuff. So they did this thing, and it says special hip pocket edition, and this is actually 6 inches. So it's just a little bit bigger than the Squeeze one. And there's the Squeeze sleeve, so it's just a bit bigger.
That's amazing.
Oh yeah.
Boy, they must have made those pants pockets really big back then for it to be a hip pocket edition for a 6-inch record.
So.
But I'm wondering, is that something? Is that like a UK thing, or is that like?
Well,
they don't have those here.
That's what I'm asking you guys. Was it because it was kind of punk era or the end of punk, and they were thinking, everything was on coloured vinyl, everything had a picture disc, and then I imagine some people just thought, what else can we do? What else?
I'm not positive, but I think I read someplace they made some hip pocket 45s in the 60s or 70s in the States.
Yeah, you're correct there, Dave.
I read that.
Right, and believe it or not, though, those records you're talking about, if I remember correctly, and anybody, if I'm wrong in the comments, tell me. Those records, though, you could buy from vending machines, and they were Flexi disc, but they came in cardboard covers. But David, I've never seen those 5 and 6 inch 30 compact 33s like that. Anyway, in America, they tried that trick as a compact 33 from 1960 to 62 because RCA and Columbia were trying to kill the 45. They thought that was going to work. And it didn't, but boy, did they throw some rarities on there. Now, Dan's got a question. Let's, for the whole panel here, what's the most you've paid for an LP, used or new?
Probably not very much, because I'm pretty cheap, so.
Well, my story is more that I was just lucky that I was into bands that then seemed to go. I was into bands very early that then went on to be really big. So I've got, some well over 100 quid type sort of thing. But the last thing I bought for 100 quid was there's a New Zealand band called Naked and Famous, and they had a sort of worldwide hit with Young Blood and stuff like that. That was really good, and they're one of my absolute favorite bands. And they decided to do this stripped down version of some of their tunes. And it's beautiful because it's not acoustic. They're not a band that's gone from being rocking to acoustic. What they've done is they've taken away the drums, really, and then they've just done these beautiful atmospheric washes and electric guitar, but maybe only just a bit of chorus and delay, some really nice, stuff. But they released this album on vinyl in New Zealand, and it never got released anywhere else, despite the fact that their first album over here was on Fiction Records, went to number 1. Second one did pretty well, and it's just I don't know why it's just over there, but it was £100, and with postage from Australia. So that's the most, certainly in the last 5 years, that's the biggest I've ever spent on a single album. But it's just, I've got everything they've done except that, so I had to have that. That's the that's the end of the defense.
I'd say 25. I don't think between 25 and 30 was about the most I ever spent on one LP, honestly. Because I'm a cheapo too, and I try. I'm always burying my head in those $1 to $5 bin boxes. But
I may have gone up to about 45, I think. But still,
I'm talking
compared
for
to
a
a lot of-
single LP, by the way. This isn't a double album, and it's not a But there's quite a few single LPs on Discogs that just will not. I can't find in the wild, and I'd really like them. There's a Donna's album like that, and it's every time I see it, it's like £100 or something. And it's.
Did you say Donna's?
The Donnas, yeah.
Yes, what a band, right? That's one of my.
I've got everything I've got everything they've ever done except for that compilation that they did at the end of their career, and it's actually the modern band doing old songs of their own. So it's like a greatest hits re-recorded.
Hey, David, have you ever heard of Bad News Tour?
Yes. Yeah.
Are they phenomenal or what?
They are funny, and they were
Brian May produced them.
I know he did. I've got a story about that if you want to know it.
Yes, I would love that.
Please.
Rick Mayall is my favorite.
Yeah. Well, basically, Rick Mayall used to come to quite a lot of our gigs, and he would always put me off because he'd stand in front of me, and even though I'm trying to just seriously rock out, he'd be rocking out, but he'd be doing it like this.
With his faces and stuff. He's incredible.
With his hands in front of him. And anyway, I was we were discussing something, and he was we were talking about festivals, and then it got to Reading, and he said, "Oh yeah, that's when we put Bohemian Rhapsody out." And I went, "Oh yeah." I said, "Did that actually do any with their version of it's like a 12-inch or something?" And he said, "Yeah, it was a good laugh. It was a good laugh." He said, "We got to go around Brian May's house." And
that's awesome.
And he said, the thing is though, because Adrian, the other guy, Adrian Edmondson, he is a guitarist and he's really into proper music. Really like, he's quite the musician. And so when they were around his house, Brian May let him have a go on the Red Special, the Queen guitar. Brian May went off to go and make a cuppa or something, and after he'd had a bit of a noodle of it, it basically Adrian Edmondson just put it to the side of him on the sofa. Rick Mayall comes in, doesn't realise that it's there, and thankfully he's holding a cup of tea, so he didn't sit down very, very hard because he had a tea in his hand. But he sat on the Red Special.
That's incredible.
Oh my god!
And he said there was a real panicked 30 seconds where the two of them were just like, "Fuck, is it all right? Is it all right?" Holding up to make sure that it's not warped or cracked or something.
Wow!
But yeah, his fat ass on Brian May's Red Special guitar that he made with his father.
Yes, with his dad.
With his dad.
That's what I think. I think Bad News Tour is funnier than Spinal Tap. They call that the UK Spinal Tap, and it's actually funnier and more like legitimate as far as the stuff that bands go through in my mind.
Yeah, but I think even Spinal Tap was based on English bands like Saxon and Black Sabbath and that sort of thing.
I say it in America, nobody barely even knows Bad News Tour at all. Literally, unless I say the young ones. If I say the young ones, they may know because it's the same cast from the young ones.
Yeah.
It is, and the reason I think it hasn't spread so much is because it was one episode of like a 5-part series that that team, they were called the Comic Strip originally.
Yeah, Comic Strip was on MTV.
And Bad News was just one of the episodes of the thing. They did one called 5 Go Mad in Dorset, which was really funny. It was basically
that's right, I saw that. Yes,
based on an Enid Blyton thing, and it was just taking the mickey out of very English goody stories that we were all given when we were young. So it's like, oh, lovely cucumber sandwiches and lashings of ginger beer,
right?
And all this sort of stuff, and they're all on bikes. But that was the same people that did it. So Bad News just happened to be, let's do one on a band that think they're better than they are, and they're trying to make it. But obviously, one of them's got a girlfriend, one of them's mother doesn't like it. Let's pick out all the things that go wrong with bands And it is funny because we've seen it. We have all experienced it. Anyone who's been in a band picked
Yes.
up something like that.
I love it so much.
And the same is true for Spinal Tap. There's a lot of truth in it.
And their song "Warriors of Genghis Khan" is just an incredible song. Incredible song if you ever heard it.
Yeah, Big Bottoms is for me. I like that.
That's a good one.
Well, I
Check
put
this
them
out.
on my homework too. So Bad News, Susie and the Banshees.
Remember these?
You know what? Sometimes I miss those flexi discs. Which that one?
This one's Steve Vai from Guitar Player Magazine doing the Attitude song.
Wow.
I have a bunch of these. I got like 23, but check this out. We know what that is. We know what this is. That's a 45. That is. Then we have the 10-inch.
Yes.
Okay. Then we have the 12-inch.
Yes.
Have any of you ever seen the 16-inch?
Transcription discs.
I've seen one, but I've never seen one in action.
Look at this.
Believe it or not, yes. And they're transcription discs for radio stations or the armed service radios at the time.
Yeah.
I'm not sure if you needed a special player for that.
You do. You need a long arm record player.
Yeah.
A 16-inch arm record player. This is the Studebaker division doing the 1962 Studebaker.
Oh, wow.
But Melody.
Yes.
Melody. I actually collect flexi discs.
Oh, do you? I got a bunch of them.
And this is my box that I keep them in.
Oh, wow. You got a bunch too.
Yeah, and on top of these, I've got 26 editions of Flexi Pop magazine, which every week came with an exclusive Flexi, and I have the whole collection.
I miss them. It's a shame that they don't do them no more. I mean, really.
They were fun. I mean, there's the top of this box. Obviously, I'm not going to go through it. It's tons, but there's about 15 Flexis here off the front of Kerrang magazine.
Oh, I love Kerrang. Kerrang was incredible.
That's the first time I ever found out about Flexi was Kerrang. I know my record store used to get like a couple
Guitar
issues
Player Magazine have had them every month as well, and Keyboard Magazine.
So see, David, if you're missing some Flexi discs, then you need to get with Mello because Mello sells stuff. Yeah, maybe you guys could do a sale.
Absolutely.
So yeah, these are all the one-offs and stuff. But I've got, like I say, the Flexi Pop collection. And
do you have any from Guitar Player Magazine?
Yeah, knocking about here, there, and everywhere. But yeah, I need to sort of. They're in here somewhere, probably, because I collected the ones that well, this is obviously an English thing, but there was a brand of pizzas that were small, and they came in a sort of a plastic bag tied at the top of about, say, 6 of them. And they went through a phase of putting a 5-inch, I guess it must have been, a 5-inch flexi disc.
Wow.
And I think I've got Adamant Goody Two Shoes. I think I've got.
That's my goal. If I ever make it with my music and I have the ability to like just release stuff because I'm that known or whatever, I'm bringing back the flexi disc.
Cool.
Yeah.
Somebody's got to do it. Might as well be you.
Yeah.
You and David could crank out a flexi disc together, ladies and gentlemen.
But I love the idea that one other person actually has a sort of idea. Like I've always thought, people always come and go, "What would you do if you won £1 million?" And everyone expects you to say like, "Well, I'll get a Ferrari," and and all that sort of stuff. But I wouldn't. It's like I'd start a record pressing plant or something, and I would invite people who can't afford to have them done. Like just pay what you can. But if I think they've got a really good track, and I think that they'll put some effort behind it, I'd love to be able to say, well, just let's see how much it sells, and then I'll tell you how much you owe me. Do you know what I mean? I'd love to be in that position. And the first thing I'd do is do like a double album anthology of all the shit I've done with other people. Stick a Glenn Matlock track on there and do some of the holy stuff. And
that'd be fun.
And I was thinking, and I've guested with so many people, I was thinking I could do a compilation album of all my guest appearances and call it like "Be My Guest."
Oh, that's clever.
Awesome.
I like that.
That's clever.
I did an instrumental album of really melancholic, sad, kind of soundtrack stuff that I'd done, and I called it "Words Fail Me." I thought I was quite chuffed with that one. I was quite chuffed with that one.
Mm-hmm.
But there you go.
Chip asked, and I don't remember this. Does anybody remember the Timmy Lee movies like Confessions of a Rock Star?
Oh yeah, yeah.
I'm an idiot.
Mhm.
What is that?
Mhm.
How come
I don't know either.
They're sex comedies from England.
There's Confessions of a Milkman and Confessions of a
right.
I like Confessions of Driving Instructor because Liz Fraser's in that one.
But they were very. When we say sex movies, we mean Seaside Postcard level.
Yeah,
right.
It was an 18 certificate at the time, or X as you call it. But what it would be is, what you could guarantee is there'd be a scene, but for some reason, someone had to go and speak to a girl that was having a shower. You know, it was that sort of thing. So you'd see a pair of boobs, and that seemed to please a lot of people. But it was,
and everybody fought to be in that scene. A woman, it's like, I'll do it. Nope.
There were no bodily parts actually meeting.
Right.
Now they used to show them on Cinemax back in the late 1970s. I was so disappointed.
Oh, Skinemax?
They would be.
I was gonna say.
Back in the day, I thought, oh, that's what it is. You know, so disappointed.
Yeah, they're just like comedy things, like just like comedy sitcoms or something, but with spice in it. Window Cleaner, that was the famous one, wasn't it? With Robin Nesmith or whatever his name was.
I liked The Driving Instructor myself with Liz Fraser. Played the
You know, Liz Fraser, God knows why I remember this, but it's probably because I'm a Sex Pistols fan. She's in The Great Rock and Roll Swindle, you know.
Oh, that's right.
In the cinema scene at the back where Steve Jones gets off with Mary Millington, she's sat behind, and she's in there, and like the cinema usherette is Irene Handel from like the Carry On films and stuff like that. It's a weird cast. But, there you go. But yeah,
I'm not gonna lie. I don't think I've ever seen The Rock and Roll Swindle.
I haven't
heard about it. Never seen it.
A long time ago. Yeah,
it's worth giving it a go. Don't watch it thinking it's the truth. It's basically it's the Pistols story according to how Malcolm McLaren wishes it had gone. And it's
different than Sid and Nancy.
It's very different from Sid and Nancy.
Oh God, I've seen Sid and Nancy.
But that's full of factual holes as well.
Yeah, of course.
That's crazy. To be honest, the Pistol one, the
earlier stuff,
Disney, you know, the 6-part Pistol one.
I was about to ask if you had seen that one.
Yeah, and that, because I was so close to the actual band, and I kind of know that. And I obviously, being in that thing, I've spoken to people who used to live with them and play with them and blah, 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 and all that sort of stuff. That one's pretty close. Close. There's not a lot. The only things you can pick out in that is that they do a whole thing around the song Bodies, and then they show them playing that in the 100 Club. Well, Glenn never played on it because it was after he'd left. But they just put them in the 100, and Sid never played the 100 Club. So there's that little thing, but it's just
very minor compared to how these usually go then.
Yes, exactly.
Okay, see, I had skipped it all this time thinking it was going to be like that Motley Crue in the Dirt, and it was like, for how awful that was, I thought it was on the same level for some reason as that, so I just skipped it. Well, maybe now I'll track it down.
The only thing that really sticks in my claw, or whatever the phrase is the fact that yet again they stitched Glenn up, and they always do this. The other three I'm talking about, and it's like they'll let something go, and they gave Glenn a copy of the finished thing, right? Wow. Supposedly a DVD, and he watched it, and he said, "Yeah," signed off on it. And when it finally got shown on the telly and the broadcast version, they'd altered one tiny little bit, which is the bit that everyone gets wrong with Glenn, is that Glenn was fired from the Pistols. He was fired from the Pistols because he liked Paul McCartney too much and all this sort of stuff, which is absolute rubbish. And in the film, ridiculous. What they do is him and Steve end up in the toilets having a row, and Steve says to him, you know, "You're fired," and then walks out. And it's like, he wasn't fired. He left and would not come back, you know. And the reason is, I'll give you the background as well, because I don't think many people know this. But when Glenn was in the Pistols, Mike Thorne from EMI was aware that there was trouble between him and Lydon, you know, and he said to Glenn, "Look, we know that you're the main songwriter, so we hope you sort this out. We hope it's all right. But if it doesn't, and you want to break away, we will sign any band that you give us. You know, we will sign any band that you're in." And the Rich Kids were, in fact, signed for the largest advance fee up until that point in EMI's history.
Wow.
Nice.
So you imagine being 18, 19, and you're in a band where there's a particular bloke just telling you to fuck off the whole time. Every time you try and come up with something, he sneers at you. And yet, one of the A&R people from the biggest record company in the world at that time says, if you want to do what you want to do just yourself, you get complete artistic control, you'd jump, wouldn't you?
That's the only way.
So he wasn't fired. He left because he just couldn't hack Lydon anymore.
Now, also at the time, didn't the Pistols and the Clash, they had a really rocky, they didn't like each other really?
Again, it's another thing that's kind of it's more sort of blown up than that sort of thing. I mean, you know, Mick Jones was friends with everyone.
That's what I thought. But I always heard these stories that they really were kind of like when you think of Van Halen and Randy Rhoads,
right.
It was a competition between them, but behind the scenes, you really don't know if they really don't like each other. Kind of like Mike Patton and Anthony Kiedis. Those two guys really do not like each other.
Yeah.
I've heard that.
No, I think there's been too much. I think because Steve, after the Pistols broke up, they invited Steve Jones up on stage one night, and he did a couple of songs with them.
That's cool.
And when Mick Jones was doing Big Audio Dynamite, you'll notice that John Lydon plays the part of a cop in the video.
Right.
And yeah, I think it was that sort of thing. It was more the managers, to be honest. That was the point. Malcolm McLaren and Bernie Rhodes were always trying to outdo each other. Bernie had the Clash, Malcolm had the Pistols, and it was more about the managers.
I thought it was more that John Lydon and Mick Jones were the ones that didn't really get along, supposedly.
No, more. I mean, John Lydon didn't think a great deal of Joe Strummer because Joe Strummer was never really honest about saying that he actually came from a very posh family and grew up in India for the first part because his father was something like one of the consul for India or something. You know, he was very, very, very well-moneyed family, and the Pistols really were council house kids with no money and no food and no prospect. You know. So I think there was a bit of that, and on Joe Strummer's side, I think there was a bit of jealousy because I'm sure you all know the famous story that Joe Strummer's band, the 101ers, supported the Sex Pistols.
Oh, that's right.
Joe Strummer just decided, I'm not doing this anymore. I'm not doing this pub rock stuff anymore. I'm gonna form a band like that. So yeah, it's half a dozen of one and 6 of the other.
Right.
Mm-hmm.
But the managers were really, because Bernie used to work for Malcolm, and he that ran and ran and ran, you know.
So when you think about it, there was a connection really between those two bands in that sense. Then
no, not really. No.
If the two managers had worked together or previously.
Not as managers, just as music impresarios, and Mark had his shop and all that sort of stuff. And Bernie was, just trying to get in with Boots, in with groups,
right?
And it was basically, what Joe Strummer decided he needed to get his punk band at exactly the same time. Bernie Rhodes was looking at Malcolm McLaren, thinking, "I'm gonna get my band," and he was really good friends with Mick Jones.
That's really good. And it might be open for
somebody's TV is blasting.
It's well, okay. I don't have a TV. It's actually in the kitchen over there. Is my son and his friend yapping, but he's got to go to work in a few minutes, so that's all.
I got you.
But that's the one thing. I mean, I've come across obviously Clash and not too much Pistols out in the wild, but I've found a bunch of Clash records. Never come across any Big Audio Dynamite or or Pill. Never come across any of those in the wild, which
Wow.
really surprises me.
Public Image Limited. I've never seen.
Yeah.
Wow.
I
mean, there's always...
love Public Image's appearance on Dick Clark's American Bandstand.
Oh yeah, where they're doing pop
It's
tones.
historic.
Yeah.
Oh, it's the best.
I mean, there were definitely there's a certain thing, particularly about English people that do. I've had to do it about miming or lip syncing. That is just it's embarrassing because you've got to pretend that you've got all the sort of oomph of the song you're singing, and yet it's coming through a pair of speakers left and right of the entire band, and like the drummer's got probably a bit of white cardboard on his snare, so it doesn't make so much noise.
Yeah.
Jim Morrison didn't like the idea either.
Oh, it's just ridiculous. And so you get these moments where, like with Pill, he just stopped singing and swinging the mic and stuff like that. And I don't know if you've ever seen. It is on YouTube, but I can't remember the program, so I don't know what you'd put in. But put in something like foreign TV appearance. But Iron Maiden doing Wasted Years, right? Mm. They do the intro fine, and then the second the singing starts, they all start swapping instruments. And it's like the bass player ends up on the drums, very unconvincingly on the drums. I think Bruce Dickinson is playing the bass. It's Dave Murray is on the vocals and stuff. And then they all swap around again. And it's because, if you do a show like that, you have to have a camera rehearsal beforehand in the afternoon. And so they obviously just thought, right, let's all be in the place that we're not supposed to be. They all do it. They say, right, you keep an eye on the bass player, and then if something like that happens, I mean, do you mean just the bass guitar or the bass person? Because if so, he's playing the keyboards at the moment. It's brilliant. I love it. So yeah, I like it when people take the piss out of a show that is so.
What about the records? Are you familiar with the records, David?
Yes.
I've heard it. I got one album by them.
Starry Eyed is one of the most incredibly pop. Like it's a pop perfection. Yeah. And again, a song, I say it, I bet you half the panel don't even know the song. It's like, it's literally like one of the most pop perfect songs I've ever heard.
They might have heard of Rock and Roll Love Letter. Maybe.
I think they had a song that had the airplay was called Tina-Rama.
Tina-Rama, yes.
Tina-Rama, that got the FM airplay. I remember.
Right. I thought Starry Eyed was. And that even did a performance on Midnight Special.
I had it. I got it. Yeah.
Good album.
Oh, there you go. I got it too. I love it.
Weren't they on the Fridays?
Yes. And on Midnight Special, they had Greg Hawkes from the Cars playing the keyboards for the records.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. I remember that late 70s or something else.
Yes, it was amazing. It's on YouTube. Somebody did it in 4K. It's incredible.
Yeah.
Incredible version. You just look on YouTube.
Are we losing you with this, Beatle Babe? No? Okay.
Because in the early days, a USA Network in the late 70s used to show all this stuff. You're talking about the Sex Pistols.
Night Flight.
Yeah. They had that New Age Theater. You remember that show? And that
barely.
The host of New Age Theater got murdered.
Right. That's right. I saw a video about that.
Such was murdered. And then that showed all these that showed Sex Pistols and all this stuff. And it was like late Saturday night, like 1 a.m. or something, or was it Friday? Maybe both nights.
Yeah, maybe.
Mm-hmm.
I thought that was part of Night Flight, though, because Night Flight used to go on all night long from literally 11 at night all the way till 6 in the morning.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
So that might have been part of the Night Flight lineup.
Yeah, because that's where I saw all of that kind of stuff.
And get this, supposedly, if you go to Night Flight's website, now it's a subscription service, but they recorded a lot of those episodes.
Yeah.
So you could actually replay some of your memories.
Oh, yeah.
Now, as far as for TV appearances, the first thing that came up for goofiness, it was a UK appearance, I think, come to think of it. Nirvana. So they go do the thing, and for some reason, I don't know what the behind-the-scenes drama was, but Kurt Cobain goes off, and he doesn't sing it normal. He almost sings it like Joy Division New Order-ish. He's singing it real slow and a deep voice, and I'm going, what the hell is that? And I'm laughing my ass off because he is just taking the piss out of everybody. And the fans that around them aren't fans. They're just the TV. They don't know what the hell's going on. And it's just, but the whole band is taking the piss on the TV crew and the fans over there. I'm like, That makes me laugh. When I need a good laugh, I'll put that on. I can't remember what BBC show it was, but I was like, oh God.
It went down in history.
Yeah.
That one. And, yeah, also L7 on a sort of tea time show called the Word. And they decided at the end of Pretend We're Dead, one of them decided to stand on the kick drum and just drop her trousers, but not just her trousers. I'm afraid you were genuinely, and it was the cameraman couldn't move quick enough, but he got a full-on shot of her velvet TARDIS before it went like to the left. Unbelievable. Nice. So they weren't invited back. And the other one that I remember that got Iggy Pop banned from children's shows was that he was on a thing called Number 73, and it's where kids played games and stuff, and there'd be a couple of musical acts. And he was kind of about as commercial as he was ever at the time with the Blah 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 album. So he had Real Wild Child, and he was doing Real Wild Child. And there's all these kids dancing at the side and stuff, and everything's going fine. It's all good. It's a live show, by the way. And one of these kids throws Iggy Pop his teddy bear, and Iggy Pop, of course, just fucking bends it over and starts shagging it from behind.
On the show, yeah.
Oh, I love it. It goes to the drummer for about 2 minutes, who's doing nothing.
Yeah. Did you ever see the one of the members of the Rocky Horror Picture Show movie actually had a game show in England? Richard Franklin.
Oh, Richard O'Brien.
Really? Yeah, Richard O'Brien. Sorry.
Yeah,
he had a game show.
Yes.
Yes.
I didn't know that.
I didn't either.
You can buy
a friend of mine took over from him.
Yeah.
Yeah. A friend of mine. Does anyone know who Ten Pole Tudor is?
Heard the name, don't know the music.
It with Swords of a Thousand Men. Down, down, down. It was a big hit. Swords of a Thousand Men, and he was also in the Great Rock and Roll Swindle as the cinema usherette.
Okay.
Nice.
And he sang the song. He sang the song "Who Killed Bambi." And basically, when Richard O'Brien left the Crystal Maze, he was the new presenter, and I think he only did it for a couple of series, and then the whole thing stopped. But yeah, he was the host that no one ever remembers hosted the Crystal Maze.
You ever seen the clip of the Mark Bolan show as he introduces the Jam?
Yes, and Generation X, and the Radio Stars.
Oh, nice.
They were on there doing Nervous Wreck. I remember. Do you remember when he was? Do you remember when Mark Bolan had Bowie on as a guest?
Yes.
And
I've seen a clip, I think.
Yeah. And apparently that was a bit of a bone. There was a bone of contention in that. It was the last Mark show before he died. You know.
Oh God. Yeah.
But they were doing Heroes or something like that. So it's kind of Bowie's song. But Mark Bolan, having an ego, was trying to get in on the action. And it's got there's a couple of stairs down from the stage, and he slipped, and Mark Bolan sort of slipped and stuff, recovered himself and what have you. And at the end, he just said, "Can we do it again?" Because I slipped and stuff. But they had no time left. And so if you look at that clip on YouTube, it still contains him, and he just felt that he looked stupid in front of Bowie because they were trying to outcool each other. I think. You know what I mean?
He trolled himself with it.
Yeah. Exactly. So he created a whatever a meme was in 1977.
Jeez.
Did you guys ever see this? I was putting it up before. This is Elton John doing "I'm Still Standing" on the One World Together at Home. I'm telling you right now, this performance right now of Elton John is one of the most hysterical performances you're ever going to see, because he can't sing the song right. He's singing, instead of "I'm Still Standing," he's like, "I'm still standing," like he can't get the words out, and every S sound is a D sound. You can never know what it's like. I mean, it's so hysterical. Oh my God, it's hysterical. It's one of the funniest things I've ever seen.
I always used to. Is anyone familiar with the Ramones down in the basement?
Sounds familiar.
Yeah, well, the chorus
I can't say it is.
The chorus is just one of those, you know, I don't want to go down to the basement sort of thing. But listen to it. The word he says isn't basement. I don't know what it is, but he goes, "And I want to go It's like a car horn, you know. There's no B in it. There's no S in it. It's like, I don't know, but it's got to be where basement's supposed to be. But he does that Joey Ramone thing so heavily that it just comes out. I don't want to go. Yeah, I thought
it's like that Paul Cole. I don't want to wait. I don't know what the snap that. Oh man.
Oh God.
Guys and one lovely girl. It's 10 to 3, and I've
my God.
I've got to be at the dentist at 10:10.
Ooh.
Hopefully it doesn't go too terribly.
I'm gonna have to get up by 10. I know I'm a big boy, you know. I'll deal with it, but it's just like I'm glad because obviously teeth, you know, they're a bit of a confidence hoover if your teeth are getting a bit weird.
Hey, good luck on that, David.
Good luck.
So
and
I
have
need
a speedy
to have
recovery.
and I want to have it done, but it's tomorrow. I'm not looking forward to. That's the worst bit, isn't it? The extractions,
it's the extraction itself, and then like the 3 days that follow after that, you're golden.
Exactly, but I just know it's going to happen, and I don't really want to do it, but I've got to because otherwise the other stuff's not going to work.
Right. Well, at least I'll understand. I am thinking about actually doing a Saturday show, so I'll obviously understand if you have to sit this one out. Obviously.
Yeah.
I hope it goes well. I really hope it goes well.
Like some sort of weird pedo on a phone, yeah.
It's down in the.
Anyway, you've cheered me up. I'm not quite as nervous as I was when I came in.
Yay!
Good luck tomorrow.
Job done, boys and girls. So
take care, my friend.
Take care.
And thank you.
Bye.
He's a good guy. I like him.
I like him.
Dental stuff, though. Ooh, I got a good dentist. I got a good dentist. Knock on wood. I rarely have ever.
I need to go one of these days, but I'm gonna skip it.
Hey, Jeff, if you're here, pop on up. Because I know I kind of felt bad earlier. He wanted to come on up, but it was all
go ahead, because I'm going to have to get off in a few minutes myself.
Oh, are you?
Yeah, just a few minutes at 9.
If you're still here, Mr. Allen, my brother from another mother, pop up for a minute. Okay. Have a good night at work. Yeah, just give me a buzz in the morning, okay? Okay. All right. Well, no television. Everybody thought I had television on. No, it's these guys. They're like
We're
this.
talking.
It sounds like a television.
Sounds like it, yeah, it does.
Thought of a song, you guys. We were talking about Cliff Richards. Made me think of this song. Can you imagine back in the day? Used to think we had it made. Used to think we could sail away. Can you imagine how I feel today? It seems a long time ago. You are the only one. When it comes to let it go,
I know that song, yeah.
Do you know what you know? Oh, it's so funny how we don't talk anymore. It's so funny how we don't talk anymore. I ain't gonna cheat. Ain't gonna cheat. It's so funny how we don't talk anymore. How we don't talk. I guess you're leaving, it's meant to be. Now do you
what you want. Oh, it's so funny how we don't talk anymore. It's so funny how we don't talk anymore. I ain't gonna cheat. I ain't gonna cheat. So funny how we don't talk anymore.
Yay! Now,
Yay.
he will be appearing Saturday night in his tribute band Over the Cliff. The Cliff Richard
Yeah, right.
tribute band. Richard, I don't know what happened. He tried going on and went poof. So hopefully you're okay. Can you do 9 times out of 10 next?
That's a good one too. I love that song.
He keeps coming in and out of here.
That's weird.
Richard's got like an all white. There's like not even a screen. It just shows he's there, and it's all white. Like
Maybe it's this connection.
Maybe.
Richard, I don't know, Richard. Yeah. Richard, I don't know. Well, I don't know what's going. Now it's back to being act. Now he's gone again. I don't know what's going on. Sorry, Richard. Okay, wait a minute. Hold on a minute. Up against the wall there, say. Yeah.
Say.
What do you think you are? Iggy Pop, brick by brick? Yeah. Let's
Funny how
see here.
Pink Floyd, another brick in the wall.
Oh yeah, exactly.
the Bricklayers Association every year gives out an award to like a song that has bricks in it. They gave it the thickest of brick one year, another brick in the wall one year. I forget who, like a bunch of different, but it's weird. Like that, you wouldn't think of a, construction company kind of like getting involved with music like that.
Best one to get laid. Say brick laid.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
Richard, you're doing it again. You pop up for 2 seconds and you're all white. I don't know what's going on. Sorry, buddy.
He's been raptured. Oh, no.
Oh God, wait a minute. Okay, prepared for this.
He's back.
I have my phone in apps. I was having my phone in avatar mode because I was charging it.
All right. Is it my imagination or I heard him cutting out? I'm not trying to make things
a little bit.
Little.
All right.
Hey, Richard.
You need to get a laptop, Richard.
Yeah. Okay, Paul, it's 9, so I'm gonna have to take off. Okay.
All right, my
Thanks
friend.
for having me
Glad
on.
for staying
See you
on.
later, guys. See you later.
We'll probably wind this up in about within 10 minutes. Thank you, Jeff. Have a good night. Let's see. So I've got two albums I'm going to show real quick. I got 2 albums I'm going to show, and it's nothing big, but this was the second album I was talking about earlier. Backdoor Man, Shadows of Night. This one too, autographed to me, to Paul, from Jerry McGeorge. Now, after this album, he would leave, and he would end up in another Chicago band, or at least they started out that way before they moved to Cali, called H.P. Lovecraft. He is on the first album. That is some great psych. Lovecraft, unfortunately, he left after that album. They stuck around for a little while, and then I guess from what I'm told, by the early 70s, they went back to Chicago pretty much and ended as Lovecraft in the mid 1970s. Tried to shift their sound a little bit, actually. And then this one, oh boy, I know Scott from Illinois here, my buddy. He's going to be. What are you trying to get, Toby? I see Toby's looking for something. I don't know. Maybe she found something. Maybe did you find a bug, Toby? Toby found a big spider yesterday. And I was like, good, Toby. And of course, Toby was a big puss. Okay, look. Yes. Down. And Toby was a big puss. So I'm like, I killed it. Yeah, see, now, believe it or not, though, Dan, that one does not have any dog-eared eating on that, which is nice. So my buddy goes and finds this for 50 cents. And I'm like, my friend, you spent 49 cents too much. This is, I guess you would call a vinyl white elephant. I think probably everybody that's been a record collector at least has a album that they're like, oh shit, why is this in the glass? But for me, I was laughing about it.
Oh, Captain Janelle.
A signed
What? Really?
Captain and
Nice.
Tennille,
I
dated
love Captain and Tennille.
1975. It is dated 1975, and it says, oh God, I don't know if I can read this. Something, oh my God, I can't. It says August of 75. Bones in it, huh? August of 75,
Sorry.
and of course, somebody jokingly wrote the price of $100, which I thought was amusing. And then the captain, it says the captain wishes you well. And then Tony wrote in red pen. Of course, little cutout hole, promo hole, whatever. By the way, yeah, love will keep us together. The big hit from here, right?
Right.
Oh my God, ladies and gentlemen, that gives me a sextet flashback because it Mae West and Timothy Dalton. Oh my God, I didn't think it could get any worse. I was wrong. Go look on YouTube. I dare you. I dare you, vinyl community, to go look up Mae West and Tim Dalton's of
I
Love Will
not
Keep Us
only
Together.
own it once, I own it twice over.
Cool.
So that'd be a dozen it. You have to
Love will keep us together.
Now the rest of this album, Disney Girls, big hit. Bruce Johnson from the Beach Boys wrote Disney Girls.
Art Garfunkel did a version of Disney Girls on an album.
Well, I also heard he Garfunkeled your mother last night, Trebek. So the way I Want to Touch You, which of course was another big. I remember that used to get played on the radio.
Do that to me one more time.
That's later. That's like 79, 80. Yeah.
I love that song.
It Cuddle Up and the good songs. But guess what's not on this album? I mean,
Muskrat Love.
Yeah, Muskrat is not on this. And yes,
North
ladies
America.
and gentlemen, the Captain and 10 Eels. Pretty shocking there, isn't it? Art is underrated as an artist, you betcha.
Tony
But
Tennille was
he had to
gorgeous.
break
She was
away. Art had to
gorgeous
break
lady,
away
man.
with Claire. He had to break away with Claire, Art did. So then side 2. I don't know why. God only knows. Literally, that's side 1. Side 2, track 1. God only knows. Honey, Come Love Me. Maybe Tennille needed some love. Look, Captain doesn't even look fucking interested one bit. He's like, Jesus, why am I in this photo shoot?
You always look like that.
Why? But you know, Captain was a decent musician, but based on Tony's book, though, he really did seem like an a-hole. I don't know how much of that's true, but if you ever find Tony Tennille's book for $1 or $2, go get it. You'll find out. And then I don't know what a Brody bounce is. That sounds kind of horny, disgusting. Feel Like a Man. Yes, well, that's Tony singing that. No, I'm kidding. Gentle Stranger, and then lastly, I Write the Songs, which yes, but see, this was, if I remember correctly, was a few months before Barry tackled it.
Really?
Oh, I think by a few months. So
I definitely got too excited over that.
Yeah, yes, but that's okay. So who else is guilty for being on this LP? How about Hal Blaine? He plays drums and congas all over this damn album. Yes, the Wrecking Crew. Let's see. I did not know that Tennille had sisters because 3 other ones sing back on this little boy. Yes, in fact, there's a ton of background vocals. Is that it? Yeah, I guess so. And if you want to join the Captain and Tennille, I can't even fucking say it. Captain and Tennille fan club. P.O. Box 782, Beverly Hills, California. 78219 8675309 We'll get you a signed from Tony, because the only signature you're going to get from Captain is a zombie signature.
Yeah.
Yes, the Beach Boys do still sing Disney Girls. Yeah, whether Bruce's mic is turned on is debatable. Tennille is wearing the tablecloth. You're right. He looks like she is. Okay, hold on a minute. she looks like she is the granddaughter of oh God, like a Mr. Green Jeans kind of type from Pet the Kangaroo.
No, bad mental image. Oh no.
Okay,
That would require Mr.
hang on a
Green
minute.
to have done stuff to make that happen. I'm like, no,
All right.
let's go.
All right. You Florida people are going to know what I'm talking about. Oh my God, I can't believe I'm doing this. She probably, with her luck, was a guest extra on an episode or two of Joy Junction. Now, if you know what that is, I did a deep dive on Joy Junction. That thing was on Christian television stations for 25 years until they found out that allegedly, although it's not alleged because he went to prison and died there, the ventriloquist and the dummy, they both went. No, I'm kidding. The ventriloquist was a
No.
Yes, he was. There was no Joy Junction there for those people.
I remember Tony Tennille was on the Love Boat. She played an episode on Love Boat.
And Captain was fighting with Captain Stewing in that episode because he wanted to steer the Love Boat to Fire Island. No, I'm kidding. I don't know. I'm just kidding.
Mike Sweeney's a good guy. Mike Sweeney.
Value Village has the Captain at Tennille. It's not right now. Oh,
there's my
grab your copy.
There's my Captain at Tennille.
Oh, hang on a minute. That's right. Look, they love each other so much they're going in opposite directions. That's where Muskrat Love's on.
Yeah.
Muskrat. You ever heard Metallica's version of Muskrat Love? It's hilarious.
Are you serious?
No, I didn't. This is the one with Do That. This has Do That To Me One More Time on it.
That's it. Yes.
I love that.
If I remember, isn't that on Casablanca, that album? They were only on like Casablanca for one or two albums. Yeah,
yes, Casablanca.
Casablanca, my God, in the 70s and the early 80s, they would sign some very strange people. It's just, you go from...
they were known for Donna Summer.
Yep,
but they were also known for Kiss. I mean, like rock and roll and... This is A&M. Yeah. Rock and roll and disco. I mean, what a dichotomy, like different sides of stuff.
Yeah, but yet they would go off and sign Captain and Tennille. Four Tops was on that label for a little while, and then to top that off, the last couple albums of Dr. Hook, of all people, were on Casablanca. So it's
the Head Boys were also on Casablanca. The Head Boys.
I don't know who the Head Boys are.
I just sold a record of theirs.
You got me.
They're from the late 70s. They were like the Cars almost.
Oh, okay. I love the Cars, but I mean,
I love the Cars.
My favorite song, Dangerous Type. That's my favorite Cars song, but I can't remember who the hell was it that told me they're so wooden in concert. You might as well have just stayed home and listened to the records. It would have been better.
Damn. Large crowd.
Was he? Just when I needed him most.
Can I touch you? Are you out of touch? And I never noticed that much. Light on a wire. Can I take you wherever you are? She's a lot like you. The dangerous type. She's a lot like you. Come on and hold me tight. Can I tell you, are you out of touch? Can I never notice that much? Be a lover, light on the world. Can I take you wherever you are? She's a lot like you, the dangerous type. She's a lot like you. Come on and hold me tight. She's a lot like you, the dangerous type. She's
Yay!
That's a great tune.
Good
I haven't even played
And
that one in so
he'll be
long. I haven't played that
He'll be
in so
playing
long.
Sunday in the new cars, not to be confused with the cars or the new cars.
Right.
Did you guys know that seriously? That they did try an offshoot of the cars called the new cars in
I
the mid
remember
Yes,
hearing
they
about
did
2000s?
with Todd Rundgren. Todd
Yeah, you know
Rundgren.
what? It wasn't a bad record, but I'm going, why? That's all I was saying. Was just like,
Right.
why?
On paper, it sounds like it would be pretty good. Todd Rundgren and the Cars together. I mean, like,
Oh yeah, let's talk about Todd for a minute. I said I was going to bring this up. I forgot. Now I'm trying not to get upset about this. Man, I know you're going to be like, get over it, psycho. But I usually go off and I try to experiment. We've shown previous experiments if I mail things to artists, and most of the time I get them signed. I sent 2 CD covers to Todd, who was performing in Fort Smith, Arkansas, about a month back. It's like going on 5 weeks pretty soon. Haven't gotten the damn things back yet. Now, mind you, I go off and I put self-addressed stamps, so there's no excuse.
Right.
I weigh them and everything. So I hope I'm wrong, but it appears to me I'm going to have to add him to the no reply list, along with Tom Schultz from Boston and the late Paul Revere.
Tom expected better from you.
Yeah.
You know, and I'm a big Boston fan, damn it. I would have rather had him. I mean, we all still can get Barry and Fran's autograph if you can find Fran. We'll be talking Boston eventually, too, because there's
I'll
some
tell you what.
interesting
I
things.
went to the when Brad Dell committed suicide. I went to the coming. It was called Come Together in Boston.
Oh, you went to
Boston.
Show?
Yes, it was Michael Sweet. Michael Sweet took over the Brad Dell from Stryper. That's the reason why I had to go, because I wanted to see Michael Sweet in Boston. But also, they had Extreme there. They had Godsmack there. They had Orion the Hunter, Barry Gordo's other band.
Yes.
They had a whole bunch of, like, it was unbelievable. It was like a little mini Live Aid.
Mm-hmm.
Wow.
I didn't realize Godsmack was that much friends with Boston, you know, but they were.
That's cool.
They are.
See, and that's
Couldn't
the thing. If I
believe it.
remember
Sully
right, everybody was there but Tom.
Tom was there.
Tom was there.
Yes,
I'm
absolutely,
surprised.
he was
Okay.
there.
Then they must have left him out of the pics in the magazine I saw, because I'm like going, where the fuck's Tom?
I recorded a few songs from that because again, Michael Sweet was incredible singing Boston instead of Stryper. I mean, it was just like,
that's the thing. Didn't he end up on a tour with them at one point or another?
Yes.
That's why I was very surprised. I'm like, wait a minute, is Stryper
and it was
dead?
funny after the show. Me and my brothers were just walking around, like we were one of the last people walking out of the arena, and all of a sudden, walking right towards us was Oz Fox, the guitar player, Stryper.
Ah, yes.
And I wound up taking a picture with him right then, and he had his new bass player, that Stryper's new bass player at the time, a guy named Tracy Farron. Tim Gaines left the group, and Tracy Farron joined. Then Tracy left, and now they got this guy Perry with blonde curly hair like Dee Snider. I'll tell you what, Stryper is like something else. Like, for a band that they're still putting out music.
I only saw him once in '86 at the Bismarck Ballroom, downtown Chicago. Armored Saint opened for him.
Wow, that's a good show. John Bush,
that was a damn
is
good
incredible.
show. Yes. Well, they were kind of being assholes. It was like a Jimi Hendrix Davy moment, because everybody, the kids were yelling for Stryper, and Armored Saint was maybe on 30 minutes, maybe slightly more, and they're like, we can't take this shit anymore. He goes, you know what? He goes, for the people and this is John goes, for the people that came to see us, okay? We'll be at the backstage door, if you know where that's at. We will meet and greet, sign everything you want. To the rest of you people, go fuck yourself. This is our last song. And that was it. And he goes like this. Everybody did that. I'm like, oh, that's real professional.
That's crazy.
Nice. And
did they do Can You Deliver? The song Can You Deliver? Do you remember?
We're talking, I think it was like March, April of '86.
It was out already by then.
like I said, 30 minutes was it. So
it came out in 1984.
Okay, well, they might have. I mean, I'm told later they were supposed to do like a 45, 50-minute show, and they just got pissed off after 30 minutes.
They just reunited, believe it or not.
Yeah, I heard about that.
Yep.
Did they do? I can't remember if the new record was.
I'm not sure.
Sid I'll tell you was a damn cool drummer.
John Bush's band now, he had another band that's actually, they just keep releasing music. I forget the name of the band, but they are damn good. No, after Anthrax. It's a brand new band right now, 2024. Like he's doing the Armored Saint thing as a side thing, but he has this other band that is actually fantastic. Very, very, I got to look it up, actually.
I got more homework Dan's giving me.
Sorry, not special.
John Bush. He's one of my favorite metal singers. He's incredible, John Bush. He's just so good. Hell, what band is this? It's a new band with Shadows Fall. Dr. Shadows Falls in the band.
Heard of them, Dan, but I don't know the music. I guess I'll add that. I'll add that to it. Dan gives me homework. I'm not complaining. That's good. I need to know these things. While you're looking that up.
Yeah, I can't find it for some reason. Yeah, I'm looking.
So there was a concert announcement that dropped Monday over here. And I have been starting to do a little bit of a deep dive of this gentleman's music because I'm like, it's not often that downtown Rogers, okay, we 2-3 years ago, we got a pavilion, a small pavilion. It's not like the amp where you can hold like 8,000 people. This one here, you bring your lawn chairs. If you're on a good night, you could try to cram a couple hundred, okay? And so the 2 days before, this is in September, day before my birthday on the 26th, he's going to come with his band. And 2 days before that, he's in Tulsa for $55 ticket. And I'm going, here it's 10. Unless you want a table of 4 and you get 100 for $100. Who am I speaking of? A very enigmatic. Wait a minute. Enigmatic. Well, he ain't so young. He's slightly younger than me, but he's been around at least since the 80s. Well, ladies and gentlemen, Buckethead will be here.
Oh, Buckethead! I saw Buckethead.
I want to see Buckethead. Hey, Sam, how you doing? I alert a lot of people in the VC Justice League. These people here, but Sam's there. We get, and a lot of people. Teenage Symphonies is awesome, Dan. I found
the group. Okay. Here it is right there.
Okay, hang on. Where are you? There we go.
Category 7. That's the name of the group. Metal Blade Records.
All right.
Look up this song in Stitches. It's fantastic. I'm telling you. John Bush is such an underrated singer. He's phenomenal. Phenomenal singer in the metal world.
I got a lot of homework between. See, originally I wasn't going to do a show Saturday, but my thing. So I'll tell you why I wasn't going to do one Saturday, because Black Oak, Arkansas was supposed to be here. And it appears there's some very weird drama going on in this, what little is left of this band right now. And it seems, I cannot find it on the website, but it may have been canceled or rescheduled. So, hey, my Saturday opens up because unfortunately,
how sad is it?
Will not be coming to the rescue on this one.
To see all of our band heroes like in battle, Roger Waters and Dave Gilmour are out for blood against each other. Hall and Oates are out for blood against each other. It's crazy to just see all of our musical heroes just falling apart.
Is it wrong that I think that Hall & Oates is one of the most ultimate rock divorces in pop history? I'm sorry.
That
I
has
love
gotta
that.
be
I
so
love those
sad.
two. But you know what? I have heard multiple angles of this. Daryl, I know you're never going to watch this. You're the douche in this relationship. I'm team. You know how they always go with hashtag, I'm team Oates
I
all
don't
the
know
way, you
about that,
bastards.
though. I'm kind of
but
team
why?
Daryl, and I'll tell you why. Because Daryl was the premier songwriter. John
Well,
wanted to
yes,
sell off his rights, which would give companies full able to do whatever they want with Daryl's songs, and Daryl won't have no say in the matter. So he's thinking he wants the integrity of his music. There's no way you could just split them off like that. So, I
Here's
mean,
what
being
I
a
heard.
songwriter myself, I understand that
Yes.
side of things.
That's fine. But I mean, okay, here's the thing. He's still, okay, let's take that out of the equation for a second. Daryl, and I've seen this on taped and in interviews, okay, he's still a douche to his fans. I know this much, okay? But here's what I heard. I've heard multiple different angles about the John Oates thing too. According to John, he said he went to Daryl first before he went to the other company. And Daryl was like, And because according to those documents, I mean, if that is the truth, John was willing to sell his portion to Daryl. So if that's really the truth, it's like Daryl's got a shit ton of money, as you say, because he's got all the writer royalties.
Right.
I mean, John only John wrote 10% of Hall & Oates' output?
Pretty much. So that's why I mean, like, but just think, he's trying to negotiate deals with only 10% of writing, and when the deal wants to deal with the 90%, they don't want to deal with John's side of stuff. They want to deal with all of Daryl's stuff. So I can only, I understand Daryl's side. It's like,
right.
It's like trying to sell Paul McCartney songs and Paul being like, nah, I'm not really. All right, we're going to put, I got to get you into my life into a tampon commercial.
I was actually going to come with, they only got the Denny Lane stuff. See, that's where I was going on that, really. They only got the Denny Lane stuff.
They're worried about what are they going to do with this music. And a lot of these artists, Paul Simon sold off his catalog, Bruce Springsteen, like all these artists are just selling off all, they don't want to deal with it no more. And there really isn't a music business even anymore.
No.
When you think about it, AI is going to come and shuffle everything around. They're going to write better than the Beatles. I mean, honestly, their creativity is going to be even bigger than what the Beatles were able to do. It's too crazy.
Yeah, AI is going to be the death of us all.
Probably.
Oh my Lord!
Ray Bradbury's turning true, people. What Ray Bradbury wrote. It's here.
I'm telling you, I'm already messing with this at music AI programs. I'm putting demos that I haven't finished off like 20 years ago, putting a portion of a song in. I might have a couple lines and then a couple verses, and then I'll put it in there. It'll learn my song, and then it'll spit out a part of the song with me singing on it, words that I never sang before, playing. It sounds like it picked up my own guitar and start playing my guitar leads. Like it's me. It's so freaking freaky.
Wow.
And that's why I say nowadays, like all the stuff that's going to come out, it's so convincing sounding. Like they could take stuff and like, I'm surprised Paul doesn't like satisfy the Beatle urge and start taking all these John Lennon things and finishing off, with Paul and John. It's called the Paul and John, and just do him finishing off John's stuff and adding his own thing like he used to with like A Day in the Life. He had John's part, and then Paul would add his part. Just John won't be able to hear it. The rest of the world can.
Yeah. Who knows? I really don't. I don't think that. Okay, I don't want to get into this again, but there was whose video was I watching? Damn it, about this. Tony LPs Are Us. He did a great video. I know I never mentioned him before here, but if Tony, I know you're not listening, but whatever. Tony's LP Are Us brought up about the anthology, okay, and how it's time for a box set. Now, and yes, see, Beetle,
that would be awesome.
So yeah, I knew you'd know that, Jen. So the thing is that it's time for this. Okay. Now I know some people are going to go, "What are we going to scrape the barrels some more?" Yes and no, because as we've discussed on and off for the last year, I have said what? That there was enough to do an anthology for. So when you take the box set, you put a fourth damn volume in along with the other three, and it doesn't even have to be chronological. I mean, it can be chronological, obviously, but from like 1960, because there's stuff from Stu Sutcliffe's house that they never released, to 69, and give us a little bit more of Get Back leftovers and all the demos of John's that were not released.
I'll take Carnival of Light.
Yeah. I'll take Carnival of Light for 1,000, Alex. Things like that.
I don't care how crappy it is. I don't care how crappy it is. I just want to hear what the whole hubbub was about all these years.
Right. Along with Flying was a very interesting Magical Mystery Tour piece. It was originally called Aerial Tour. I saw like this demo record written in. There's a 9.5-minute version of that damn song.
Whoa.
There it is, and it exists. Let's hear the whole damn 9.5 minutes.
I mean, I love for what it is, but I don't know how I feel about it.
But that's why it slaps on 4. We stick it on 4. Everybody
I mean, that's like the whole, what was it, like 30-something minute version of Helter Skelter or such?
Yeah, I never heard that.
And you want to make it an ultimate box? Oh my God! You'd be Apple. You want to make a shit ton of money off of us Beatle fans, like you already do already. Here's what you do: you want to make an ultimate anthology set. Beautiful. You go off and you do those 4 volumes. So I said 4. So that would be, let's see, there were how many CDs back then? 2, right? 2 for each set. So yeah, it's 8 CDs. Okay. You could be, I guess they could be a smart ass and add a 9th, or they could stick a live album. They could do the Live in Hong Kong that they've got tapes of with Jimmy Nicol.
Yeah, okay. They've only released literally Live at the Hollywood Bowl as the one single live official recording, when even Shea Stadium had to wait for 8 Days a Week movie to like even be seen in its entirety. Like, why aren't they putting that out in its own capacity?
Budokan is another one.
And I'm like, well, I'd love to see it again.
Yes,
I got Budokan right there.
See,
that was one of the first Beatle things I had. Actually, was the Budokan.
I got it on 16 millimeter.
Yeah, the German show in '66. That one was recorded. The one that's on YouTube for free, the one from April '63 from that boarding school. It's a beautiful sounding. If you have not heard that, you guys need to. You guys out there need to listen to it. It's great.
What about one of those festivals that they did where they had the Kinks, the Animals, the Rolling Stones, and with the Beatles? It was like
the
1964.
NME.
Right, in 1964 and 65, they both did them both years.
Yes, and see, that's is it out on bootleg? Didn't know that. Beatles Talk happens on bootleg. I mean,
I have a bunch of
comes
these.
Back to the Beatles.
Wait a minute, let me pull one of these out. I got a whole like literally 30 volumes. 30 volumes of this series. It's all on DVD. I mean, literally, the 1964. Where it just shows.
Oh, okay.
This is just live in Washington D.C.
Yes.
I mean, this was a series somebody had compiled every single. I have more of them over here if you could kind of see them.
Yeah,
the different
I've
ones.
seen the Washington one. I don't know if they're finally got legitimately released.
Of volumes just for 1964. There's 30 volumes. Every TV appearance, every news morsel.
Jeez. So 8 CDs, okay, for the music. Then you take, this is Blu-ray of not only the anthology that we all saw on television, not only the bonuses that there was some bonuses on the. Let's have more bonuses on the Blu-ray, including a lot more Threedles. Okay, they only showed what? A couple minutes? Wrong. There was at least 1 to 2 hours, I'm told that they at
I
least
know.
have.
And
Well,
not only
we
that,
have-
but what was aired in 95 versus what was released on the DVDs, they're two totally different experiences. Give us
Yeah.
both of these and then add on to it.
Obviously,
I've
we've seen
actually
more
been doing a
footage.
deep dive on comparing the original 95 airing to the 96 airing to the VHS releases, the Laserdisc releases, and the DVDs, plus found the director's cut, which is, God, I don't even remember how many discs there are. They're all totally different. And I'm just autistic enough to where I swear to God, the televised version from 95, I had taped it off TV. I can to this
you
day
too, huh?
I can recite it word for word, the whole thing. So noticing
Yeah, right.
anything out of place with it, I'm like, they changed that, they changed that, they changed that. And people look at me like I'm freaking nuts, but I did find a few threads online where other people noticed too. It's not just me. So
Yeah.
Right.
For many years, I had on, and I taped it straight off of Chicago television in the early '80s. The Complete Beatles movie. Remember that was like one of our first ones from a
that
long
was one
time
of my
back.
first ones too.
Yeah, and then also
You talking about that?
Yes.
Yes, I even had the book with all the song and the lyrics in the end, so you could play that too. My parents gave that to me as a Christmas gift. But and then I can't remember what Stars, Skinamax. I can't remember which. The Ringo All-Star Band concert that was posted. I had that on VHS for many years. I don't know where that went.
I still have it.
Before we go any further, it says there the conversation never detours to the Michael Stanley Band, but you know, Michael Stanley still at least stated the answer to the question that he can't love you like I love you. So come on, baby, do it again. Paul, are you going to just slash it? It is April 16th in Bentonville. I'm not going to lie to you. I really don't like the lineup except for Slash. I don't know. If there was a better lineup for that Serpent Festival, maybe I would go. But I just don't. I'm not going to. The tickets are ridiculously priced, by the way, at least here. And I'm like, I'm not going to spend that just to see Slash. Good. Official online release. Good, because it needed it. I remember that Washington, D.C. show was put, what was it, closed circuit via the film,
something like that.
Theaters. So there was lots of different copies to pull that off.
What about that show remember the show the Beatles did with the Beach Boys and Leslie Gore? It was a famous concert. It was the Beatles and the Beach Boys and Leslie Gore together, all in the same bill. And it was a closed circuit concert. Look that up.
Wow. Yeah.
It was 1964.
Dan, are you talking about I Want to Hold Your Hand, which I'm told, I don't know if that's ever going to come back out. I
have that on Blu-ray. I love that movie.
Is that on Blu-ray? Then never mind. I detract my statement.
I have I Want to Hold Your Hand on Blu-ray.
The birth of
you know
Beatles,
what I want to show? Here you go, Jen.
Oop, hang on.
That's awesome.
Oop, hang on.
That's going to you, girl.
Thank you.
Going to you.
That's so
Look
cool.
at you. Yes.
I told you, I wanted her to see it. And like I said,
Life is a cabaret, old chum.
I mean,
Leslie Gore was the sandwich.
This thing is in mid shape. This thing is like, I don't even think it's been played.
Yay.
Look at that.
I mean, it's beautiful. So, and I'm gonna put this in there with it because I know you liked it.
Oh, thank you.
Oh,
that's so cool.
Well, look at him here.
It's appropriate because Bandwagon, that was a Vincent Minnelli directed film. So it does go hand in hand with it.
Yeah.
And that actually is one of my favorites of his.
User says that's the DC show with the Beach Boys.
Right. I know that there was something that they had on closed circuit TV that it was the Beach Boys and the Beatles and Leslie Gore. And they were even trying to contemplate, like, who's going to open for who. Like, was it going to be the Beatles before the Beach Boys? Because the Beach Boys were American and the hometown band.
Right.
And the Beatles were the new kids in town, and you know, to them. So, but they ultimately said the Beatles have, like, the bigger...
Yeah.
You know,
Leslie Gore was the sandwich, but as she was being the sandwich, she still was saying to everybody, "You don't own me." Look at all.
Cool.
Jen is a wealth of knowledge. That's right. Everybody here on this panel is a wealth of knowledge. Bee Gees, Spirits Having Flown on 8-track. Oh boy.
No, that's
Ah, fuck! I fucked that up. Yeah, live.
Bee Gees, live at last.
Damn it!
I'm a
That'll
Bee Gees
teach me from being
fanatic.
a smarty.
Bee Gees fanatic. Honestly. We are children
That
of the
wasn't too bad.
world. Watching
You know
every
that Grease
day.
poster? Hang on a minute. That Grease
Yeah, I
poster
saw
there.
that.
So get this. There is going to be a mini reunion of some of the
Really?
background characters in Oklahoma. They're bringing in, I think it's
Dee Dee
5 or
Cochran,
6
Eddie
of
Beasley.
them. 5 or 6 of them are coming to Oklahoma.
It's a shame that she won't be there.
Yeah, no kidding, right? But I think they're doing a little tribute segment. I'm told when they do show, because they're showing the movie and they're gonna do some other stuff. So, oh God, that's the only good thing about Sgt. Pepper's.
I was listening to that the other day. I'm telling you, that does not get enough love. The cover of "I Want You, She's So Heavy" has got to be one of the most incredible bass lines I've ever heard. I mean, it sounds like Yes is like join the group, literally.
I'm glad to see somebody else give it some love besides me.
I absolutely love it.
I've seen that movie too.
Hey boys, I think you got a record contract.
Batman.
I found a film here. This Henry Kissinger interview from 1972. I'm going to be putting it up on eBay.
I heard there's 18 minutes of it cut out. We don't know why.
Yeah, I know, right?
Anyways, let Blair come on into your show, your place there, and you can do a collector's call.
I should. Honestly.
I'm serious. You should. You get there. I could find a contact number.
I mean, I've been organizing all these records. Look at them all.
It's gotta take ages.
It does. It is taking ages as I go through. Like, and then I got to try to list everyone. I just put this up.
Mm-hmm.
Myron Cohen. These are all like all comedy.
Flip Wilson, the devil made him do it.
Foxadelic, that is the best.
What the heck? Red Fox? It's the only Red Fox Funkadelic album ever. It's a matchup. Give me a bag of braid.
Jack.
Oh God, no. Not the. He actually got 2 plane tickets, one for the puppet and one for her. That's not. Oh God, I had that album. That thing is a music.
Really?
King Tut there, Mr. King. Oh, I'm looking for that one.
Are you serious?
That's Sal Yalski. I mean, I just showed it the other day, live and well in Argentina. What is that? Is that Kama Sutra or Buddha?
I'll tell you in a second. Buddha.
I don't give a shit. It's a second press. A Buddha's a second press. I don't care. I'm looking for that. Seriously. I've been looking for that for quite a while because I'm a big Love and Spoonful fan, see? And that was his only solo album produced by Jerry Yester.
It's in good shape, too. The record looks really good.
Yeah, definitely, my friend.
Wow. We're making a love match here. A love connection.
It's a VC love connection. Be back in 2 and 2. Oh. Wait a minute. Does that make me the VC Chuck Woolery? I don't know. I'm nervous. Dick Tracy. Dick Tracy. I heard one side of that Dick Tracy LP is all mumbles, and everybody thought that that the pitch on the record was wrong.
Some singer from the 50s. Song about him.
I got a bunch of like also.
Gene Autry.
Oh wow.
See, that's
so cool.
That ain't Christmas unless you hear that at least once.
Big Tiny.
What was big? What was tiny? What was little? We don't know, and we don't want to know.
Roger Williams.
Robert Goulet. I mean, I got unbelievable amount of Christmas records.
Nothing wrong with that. You could
Christmas
do a
with
Christmas
Ray
hour
Conniff.
every day of the season.
That could be content for you, dude. Like dead serious.
That's true.
Yeah.
Laurence Olivier, Christmas Carol.
Oh God!
Oh my God! The fact that that's a thing. That's awesome.
This Soul Christmas. Wait a minute. I got some rare ones in here. This one's from A&P.
Yes.
And A&P.
Oh
Christmas.
God, A&P. Yes, I remember A&P.
Oak Ridge Boys.
Oak Ridge. Yeah.
Alabama Christmas, the Sinatra Christmas album.
Ooh.
Dan says do an auction like Baby Fall. You could see the stuff he's able to sell.
Oh yeah.
I should. I am going to sell all these. I mean, I really don't need them. Here's the Statler Brothers. Here's Amy Grant, Christmas. Roger Williams, Christmas. Christmas Eve with Burl Ives. That's got to be awesome. Got the Bing. Got another Bing. Got 3 Bings. Here's Four Seasons Christmas album.
I bet you
that's a rare one.
From Four Seasons is watching this.
Yeah.
Here's the Carpenters Christmas.
You got any Firestone Christmas records? James wants to know.
Here's a second Carpenters Christmas. Then we got old-fashioned Elvis.
Like you.
Here's another Elvis. Elvis sings Wonderful World of Christmas. Then I got this one. Elvis Christmas album. In the shrink wrap. I got 2 of them, actually. Nice. Then we got Henry Mancini. We got Captain Kangaroo.
That's funny.
That's rare. Here we go. Ronnie Millsap. This is the
He's having
Sinatra
daydreams about nighttime to the middle of the afternoon.
That's the Sinatra Family. That's with Nancy and everybody. Frank Jr.
That was the TV special of as well.
Yes. Mantovani. Here's a Julie Andrews Christmas album.
Oh, she's so precious.
Here's Johnny Mathis.
I don't need
another Johnny Mathis. Guy Lombardo. John Denver and the Muppets.
Yes! Oh my God, I love that.
Christmas with the Platters.
Oh, there you go. You don't see that one that often either.
Isn't Rocky Mountain Christmas?
Yes.
Got some good stuff.
Here's Peter, Paul, and Mary Christmas.
Coming out. Oh my gosh.
I love John Denver.
I do too.
Great songs at Christmas with Barbara Streisand, John Davidson, Tony Bennett Christmas album.
Oh,
we got Lee Greenwood.
I love Tony.
Lee Greenwood. Arthur Godfrey.
Arthur Godfrey.
Yeah.
This is just a compilation with a bunch of people. See, this is another compilation, another compilation. These are all compilations.
Oh, man.
Here we go.
Oh, Louis Armstrong, right? Yeah.
Louis Armstrong Christmas album. I just got so much, man. I mean, it's unbelievable what I'm coming across.
I'd like to have some time alone in your room.
That don't sound right, Richard. You know, I see you didn't have the Rare Bing Crosby Family LP for Christmas, where one of the tracks they are performing. Well, they're performing Jingle Bells, and it's Bing hitting his kids with a leather belt. I don't know how many takes it took to get that on time. I know. Now, somebody's already like, hey, YouTube, that asshole psycho's making fun of child abuse. I'm teasing. We don't know if it really happened. Hang on a minute.
Remember that? Mitch Miller? How many of these Mitch Miller records?
I always call him
I've only heard that album about 3 million times in my life.
I have like so many Mitch Miller albums, like literally, it's unbelievable.
No Christmas with the Devil from Spinal Tap?
No, that's a good one.
No Charlie Daniels Christmas. The Devil went down to the North Pole. The King Family Christmas.
Hey guys, I hope I wasn't annoying on here tonight.
What?
I hope I wasn't too annoying on here tonight.
No.
No, your level of annoying is always constantly the same. We love you anyway.
No, because at some point you did. At some point, I did think you were annoyed with me, Paul.
Nah. What do you think? Was Richard annoying to you? No. What did you say? You want to call YouTube? Okay. Well, you cats have no thumbs. How are you going to dial?
She's got the catitude.
Yeah, you must have the catitude. Did you hear that? You got catitude. Of course you didn't hear it because I'm the one with the You want to say something important to the Don't lick it.
So
don't lick it. You might get an electric charge. That's the end. Like the death of Toby. I'm kidding. Don't ASPCA. I am kidding.
Oh,
I love this cat.
I love cats.
Oh, we're gonna have to figure a way to get this to you then.
Yeah, please and thank you. We'll figure that out. Yeah, that and stale cat. And see, that could be my early birthday present. I like this. Because I also want to do a jukebox from hell on that, Sal, too.
Ah.
There's some controversy about that.
I want you to do a jukebox from hell on Driving Rain.
I can do that. I can do that. This is a positive show. That's right.
Hey, you want to hear something really cool?
Okay.
Well, that's a great album.
I want you to hear this. This is the opening to the series that I got called The Rock of Life. Just listen to this opening. The opening of the show.
There's no music in the opening, is there?
It's him announcing. It's like a big montage. There's nothing. Everything's only like 5 seconds of this, 5 seconds of that.
All right.
So here we go. Listen to this. And again, it's not on YouTube. You can't hear it, so you're going to hear it premiering here. Here we go.
So it's not copyrighted, is it? Because
I mean, it's a radio.
Hello and welcome. This is the Rock of Your Life. My name is Charlie Kendall, and I'm happy to be your host for this holiday weekend special, highlighting 30 years of rock and roll. Over the next 4 days, we'll hear from The Animal, Chuck Berry, The Beatles, Pat Benatar, The Beach Boys, The Cars, Bill Collins, Bob Dylan, Donovan, Emerson, Lake and Palmer, Florida, Fleetwood Mac, Jimi Hendrix, Billy Joel, Michael Jackson, The Kings, Little Richard,
all right, Michael.
Tom Petty, Elvis Presley, The Rolling Stones, Smokey Robinson, Bob Seger, Bruce Springsteen, Tina Turner, U2, Van Halen, Stevie Wonder, The Who, The Yardbirds, ZZ Top, and more. As we celebrate the rock of your life.
There's not enough bands. There needs to be
Oh, Chuck Berry. I heard them.
I expected to hear the Beatles mentioned there. If they mentioned all of
I'm doing this, guys, not him. Sorry, I am not in the mood to deal with that.
I don't blame you.
I got busted for trying to do a live reaction to the Guilty Pleasure video.
Oh no.
I'm giving 1 second, YouTube. Leave me alone.
Not the size of my head.
There's nothing's really deep enough, though.
Yeah, that, yeah. Yeah, okay. One more second of music, the stream goes by.
Rock and roll trains were killed today in the crash of a light plane in an Iowa snowstorm.
The Beatles.
Yeah, the Beatles. That's all I need to hear. We can't.
Oh yeah. Even if they hear the word Beatles, you'll be going.
I wanna hold your gland. I wanna hold your gland. She hates you, yeah. She hates you. That's enough of that. And let's see what else.
They actually got the Beatles in the YouTube short music stuff though. Now I was surprised by that.
How the hell did they do? Yeah, here he goes. Here, yeah, the beat. That's it. That's all there is. One. I want the happy organ does. I heard that the happy organ does Christmas with a happy ending that involves a Christmas stocking. That's all I say. Sheila, let's see.
Music, rock and roll is far superior to music.
I'm sorry, guys. I'm just not in the mood to get nailed. Wait a minute, that didn't sound right.
I can still make out all these songs.
Yeah. Let's see, what other ones can we come up with? I'm trying to think of crummy songs or good songs I used to sing, because like I said, anytime I want to hold your gland. Every time you touch me, it makes me all right. don't even know what that was, but we're just gonna keep going. No, I love you, but again, I didn't expect it to play it this long. Good.
All right, there you go. You got a
Yeah,
taste of
thank
it.
you so much. That was wonderful.
That I'm telling you, that opening
That was pretty
montage
cool.
though, on
Yes.
vinyl, I got to tell you, it is incredible. I've never heard nothing like it, and that's why I'm such a fan of radio records. Radio records have literally the best quality of the music I've ever heard.
Oh, you betcha.
Like when they're putting these compilations and things together, Dick Clark, and this is put by NBC, I'm sure they're getting the real master recordings, and then somebody's cutting it on the record, cutting the record. So whoever's cutting the record, and the thing about radio records, they have to be uniformly be able to be playable across any platform, any speaker, any headphone, and they have to sound good. So honestly, I would put some of these mixes of some of these songs up against some of the remasters that are coming out to this day. That's how good they are.
A strong statement.
Yep.
So how have you been, Mello? I hardly ever get to see you. How you been, Mello?
Good. I'm rocking and rolling, writing music, getting ready to put I have a new music video that I'm getting ready to put out.
Oh, you got
of
a
new
video?
original.
Cool.
Yeah. New music video of an original that I wrote. It's called What Once Was, because what's going to be coming up in the world is we're going to be saying what once was will never be again.
I'm
And
trying
that's what the song's about.
I'm trying to write original music.
Do you play an instrument?
I'm a singer. I'm a singer. I've been taking vocal lessons for like 10 years.
But when you say writing, how are you coming up with just words, or are you coming up with like a melody in your head, or?
I've been coming up with the melodies in my head, and I've come up with words, and I try to make them into a chorus and into a like an actual strong song structure.
You could put it right through AI, and let's see what the AI forms for you. You can hum it out. You could literally whistle into the thing, and it'll take if I went da 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 da, it'll take that da 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 da, and it'll actually make a guitar play that line. It'll have it be like orchestra. If I said classical music, it'll be blah 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 blah. It's incredible what it's able to do nowadays.
You're a great musician. I watch your streams and everything.
Thank you. I appreciate that, Richard. Thank you so much. It's very kind of you.
Great dude.
Yeah. Oh yeah, Mello. I don't know. We don't know each other that well, but
I've seen you for a while, Richard. Believe me, I almost feel like I know you.
Ladies and gentlemen, I am going to have to take a family call, so we're going to have to stop this. We've been on for over 3 hours and 15 minutes.
Great show.
And a great, yes, very much so. We had up to about 26 people at one point or another. I know there's probably, I don't know who the hell else is on today, but I know there must be somebody. Hey, Dave, why do we know all these weird albums? Because we're vinyl collectors, that's why. And we know the fringes.
Structure disc ones.
But
so there's a chat. There's a channel named Johnny Scab. I watch over on the comic book side of things. There's a thing called Comicsgate with guy Ethan Van Sciver. Well, one of his kind of like Rachel has people that do things for Rachel. For Ethan, he has this guy Johnny Scab makes this like mini series of like this cartoony thing, and he actually put me in the episode of one of the episodes. So I would say it's called Mail-In Mysteries, and if you just look up Johnny Scab, Jonny, it's no H in Johnny, and just look up episode number 4. He just put it up like 2 days ago. Yeah, actually, it's really brilliant the way he put me in there. I was like blown away. I was like, couldn't believe it.
Writing it down.
It's so it's hysterical.
All right.
That's the name of the channel, Johnny Scab.
Johnny Scab. He's from England. I want to try to get him into Rachel's thing, but it might be the time difference because he's in England, kind of like David Donnelly. But he's such a unique. He wears like a mask. You don't see his face. Very he has got like a punk. Almost looks like he belongs in Slipknot, but he's incredible. Incredible wit and incredible like personality. I think you guys would dig him, Johnny Scab. That's
another thing I like about Mello. He likes so much. I love people that love so much. he likes Slipknot, and he likes like Jim Crow. I love people that love have such a
diverse range,
wide range of music. Yeah.
Thank you, Richard. I appreciate that.
Yeah.
And on that note, ladies and gentlemen,
heaviest metal and folk, then go to folk music.
Yeah, definitely, Richard. So on that note, we're going to kindly take leave of everybody out here. Mello gets the chick. That's what James said. We had lots of. I'm sorry, guys. My highlight bars being weird. But Trish,
fam.
James Farley, everybody, thank you very
Love
much
you
for
guys.
taking time to be with us tonight. Yes, we will do a show Saturday due to Jim Dandy not coming to the rescue. I'll figure out time and location, probably between 5 or 6 again, like usual. I might have some new things to show as well. Like I said, everybody take care. God bless, rock on, and all that other good stuff. And once again, always powered by coffee each and every time. The mighty Psycho Promise. I know this internet's being goofy. All right. I love you guys. Thank you.
Bye.
Mwah.
Well, guys, I'm trying.
Hey, everybody.
Here. Yes, we're da. You know, this will teach me. Trying here. I don't know what's going on. I mean, I've got all my bars on the internet here, and by the way,
she's a pretty nice girl, but she doesn't have a lot to say.
Yeah, see, there you
she's
go.
a pretty nice girl, but she's dating from day to day. Want to tell her that I love her a lot, but I gotta get a bottle of wine. She's a pretty nice girl, someday you want to make her mine. Oh yeah, they want to make her mine.
That's right. That is absolutely right. Now, why can't I end this damn thing?
With any luck, you won't get dinged for that. I did a cover of them a year or two ago. They never dinged me for that one.
They didn't.
Probably the only Beatles song you could do.
One of the only ones that I think that didn't have that little thing on it. So
I always heard if you play 30 seconds or more of music, that's when it gets dinged. That montage was literally playing half a second of a song, like 1-2 words. You know, I don't know. We'll see if Paul, you'll see if.
It's ridiculous all the way around.
But what are they going to ding it for? I mean, literally, they're going to tell you 100 dings because they're going to say Jealous Rock and Hard Day's Night and, like, you know, Edge of 17, Stevie Nicks, and Girls Just Want to Have Fun.
If they're dinging you for you singing it or covering it, I think that's ridiculous. I mean,
they do it to me almost every time.
That is stupid.
We still are online, are we? We're still online.
Yes, and I'm not mad at you guys. I'm getting mad at this thing because I'm hitting end stream and I'm like, any day, and the thing's not coming up. It's the stream that never ends. Oh my God. All right, well, let's see. Until I can do this. Anybody get anything interesting happen this week? Oh, look, it's
this is the song that doesn't end. Yes, it goes on and on, my friend. Some people started singing it, not knowing what it was.
I'm hungry.
The stream isn't over.
Oh God, no, really? You gotta go that way.
Yes, really.
Pete Townsend would kick your ass for that. He would. I really apologize, people. I can't, but I guess we can call this. Remember in the 40s and 50s and 60s, the word boner was used in the comics as a mistake. Well, this is a big boner. Oh, God.
Honestly, the first time I ever heard the word boner was in the movie Meatballs, and they're under the cabin. And looking up the girl. I think I got a boner.
That movie Meatballs, Bill Murray.
Yeah. I can't even remember the first time I heard boner. I can't even remember the first time.
It was in Meatballs for me, Bill Murray.
Oh my God, what is going
all the kids that went
here?
to the Catholic schools always had the dirtiest jokes, so I probably heard it first time there, no doubt.
Yeah,
probably
right.
like kindergarten. So
Yeah. I think they said it in the movie Porky's too.
Porky. Good movie.
Porky. That's a funny ass movie.
Yeah, it was. You like the American Pie movies?
I did.
One of them.
I love the American Pie movies.
What about Last American Virgin? Did you ever see that?
No.
Last American Virgin, it was like the competitor to Fast Times at Ridgemont High at the time.
I've never seen that.
They came out almost back to back. Go look up Last American Virgin. It's incredible. Almost as good a soundtrack as Fast Times at Ridgemont High, and probably almost just as good. It's a high school movie. Hysterical. Just hysterical. You remember
I've never seen Fast Times.
Oh, man. I don't even know if there was any major stars in it.
I've heard of it, but I've never seen it.
Dan Franklin was in Last American Virgin. That's the link.
Yap for a minute, guys. I can't win.
Well, it looks like we're going to be here for a few more minutes.
It's the stream that never ends.
There, let me see.
Sing something, Melody.
Yeah, there we go. Wait a minute.
What you looking for, Melody?
No. Open. See, there it is right there.
Oh, yeah, I've seen the movie, like I said a long time ago.
Last American Virgin. Incredible movie. Incredible
I'll have to
film.
look for it. I'll have to look for it.
Oh, man, you'll thank me. It's so hysterical.
It sounds good just by the name.
Oh, man. It's just a teenage romp like they don't make no more. The last teenage romp we've had was super bad.
Oh, God. It has been a while.
Bad.
That's 20 years ago.
That hurts thinking that's already 20 years ago.
I know, right?
Hey, do you know Temporary Secretary?
Do it.
I do.
I know for a fact he knows it, but I'm going to hear it.
I'm out of tune.
You knew I was going to ask him that eventually, didn't you, Jen?
Yes. I always seem to miss it when he does
Mr. Muffin, she said to me, something strong and sweet, moving on my knees. Need her job and I get it right, gonna make it on and I late at night in a temporary job. I need a secretary, temporary secretary, temporary secretary, temporary secretary. I love that one.
I'm trying to play more than I should.
So do I.
It's one chord, really, basically, just the.
I annoy my mother so much with that song. She despises that
I
song.
annoyed the shit out of my sister and my mother with that one, because I'm the one that listened to it 3 months solid, 24 hours a day on a loop, just to piss off my sister until my mother broke up to the album.
She despises it, and I crank it up.
And now the prank has another layer to it, because I taught her son about it, and now he feels from it.
Anytime, any day, you can hear the people say,
Oh, good song.
I don't know what I say love it, guys.
My favorite Paul album.
Soldier boy,
We don't have a tragic world. We don't want Bye, everybody.